What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the WD BLACK the Esports Club Pro League supported by Ubisoft. I'm your host Foxtrot, and joining me is Baba Gusta, and we're here witnessing the day three of the qualifiers. First things first, Baba Gusta, how do you feel?
Well, Foxy, according to the previous match that we talked about in 7th Jan Season 4, we did get to see Nevermind Esports against Oblivion Esports on map Clubhouse. It was 7-5 victory, followed up with Ground 9 was 0 in Oregon. It was 2-7. And also the last qualifying match that we did get to stream was Olympians Esports versus Deadeye Esports. This match was at overtime, Foxy, and which in fact the map was on Villa, going for a full-on head-to-head combat. But in the end, it was Deadeye Esports who claimed the win against him. So talking about this week, though, it's going to be an interesting one because starting off with 8 Jan, we're going to start it off with Grid Gaming versus Juice Esports. Talking about Juice Esports, though, they've had some good competition, though, defeating against Espada 8-6, and defeating even XCM Right to 7-2. Now they're going up against Grid Gaming, in which they're the ones who did defeat Peacekeeper in a 7-0. So I'm very excited for Juice Esports to see whether if
Right.
they can head into the finals, and also for Grid Gaming to show what they are capable of. Maybe we could be able to see breaking Juice Esports' win streak right over here in the single eliminations here, Foxy.
That might just happen, Baba, because the Juice Esports definitely came out a little bit of that surprise element with it. They happened to carry the X factor that we did not see these teams that have fairly better, I would say, cemented reputation and names in this league. They just could not survive what Juice Esports brought to it. So I guess healthy life is the way to it. Eh? But speaking of lame jokes apart, we definitely will be giving you guys a little more tidbit information into what went down. I was actually lucky enough to cast the last match of Juice Esports, and just the takeaway from that, at least from my end, was Juniper coming in with a little too much of an influential play. He essentially happened to carry the entirety of his team to victory, and that was one hell of a match to witness. He was just able to pick up 4 Ks and aces just like that, and hey, the moments like these don't come around quite often. So Juice Esports, I think my eyes will definitely be on Juniper as just as a player, but Grid Gaming as well. Not not somebody you want to count out. That's for sure. We see all of these players very back. They go way back in this game. They do happen to come out from the Bangladesh side of this uh, continent that we have in our region, and that's why the strategies and the play style that they happen to bring out is most definitely a little different as well. The aggression on Rage, I've seen him very true to his name. He happens to be this very good, I would say, a fight picker, if I may, because just from the looks of it, it's not the fights that he's winning alone, it's the positions that he's able to put his team on. And Grid Gaming is not just that one man adding up to that work, it's everybody working together as a team. And that's why I think this match is definitely going to be an entertaining one, that's for sure. And what better map could it be than Clubhouse? I'm sure we've gone to Clubhouse quite a bit, but it still happens to be that testing ground map. Any team wants to battle it out, wants to set the record straight. We head to Clubhouse. We know for a fact that Clubhouse is where everything is settled. But that out of the way before we head into the match, because we have the final player still connecting. Quickly enough, people, don't worry. Baba Gusta. This is just the start. We are into day three, and we are getting to see these teams able to make and pave their way slowly, give us a clearer picture of what we are expecting out of this qualifier, and able to see which team will make it in Division 3. What are your predictions?
Well, if I just try to get into the standings a bit by bit here, I do have hope that I believe it was in the previous 7th Jan playthrough. If I just try to head on to the match history, though, I do think that Deadeye Esports might have a chance to get in, and so does Nevermind Esports, though, because these two teams used to be in Div 3 in Season 3. Unfortunately, they could not, however, win a lot of matches, so hence they were eliminated out of the tournament, and now they're trying their luck in qualifiers day 4. But for now, Foxy, we'll just talk about it. Let's just talk about it in the next half, as we will going to resume the back. I do have to apologize for that. Let's just head on back to the match here. Grid Gaming going up against Team Juice Esports. The map will be on Clubhouse as we proceed to the ban phase. Since the map is on Clubhouse, you will expect a lot of hard breacher bans, maybe standard bans like the Thatcher, or maybe a Mira ban. I mean, no one doesn't want to play with Thatcher. No one doesn't want to play with Mira because she's very exceptional when it comes to winning a lot of matches. And there you have it. Juice Esports, the first ban will come in. Is going to be the Thatcher banned in the side of Juice Esports. Now, Grid Gaming, they have a lot of chances to ban a particular operator. Maybe try to ban in with not just a hard breacher, but try to intel any intel operator or a denial operator. But looks like Grid Gaming will decide to just ban the Jackal instead. I do understand why the only counter to Jackal would be the Caviera. Unfortunately, Caviera not being able to have the best weapons of it just yet. Yes, the M13 does give moderate amount of damage, but have a less recoil, and so does the Luizon secondary pistol, having that 65 damage as well. Followed up with the defender ban is going to be the Kaid. Kaid is a necessary ban from the defender side, especially on a map like Clubhouse. The final ban will be on Womai. So Thatcher, Jackal, Kaid, and Womai will be the ones it's going to be banned in map Clubhouse. So Juice Esports, a very confident team. I still have hopes that there is a slight chance that Grid Gaming might be able to defend, especially on a map like Clubhouse, because every single Clubhouse match that we do get to see, it's always entertaining. So let's just introduce the rosters. On the side of Team Grid Gaming, we have Rage, Innocent, Arrow, Dark Chronix, and Godly By. And on the side of Juice Esports, we have Desmond, Juniper, Sayajin, X10, and Noble, while the site is on Basement Church and Arsenal Room.
It definitely is going to be an interesting match. I can tell it right off the bat because of that very homely feeling to a very famous name. You have Godly Bhai over here, so somehow it just happens to add that a level of comfortability as we happen to enter into this match. But jokes apart, it's going to be like I promised. It's most definitely something that we were expecting out of the qualifiers to come out with these teams. I was actually looking to see XTM Riot even come out with some of their own plays, but hey, guess whom did they get shut down by? Juice Esports. We're back here once again on Clubhouse. Savagin will bring out the Malus. He's got the setups and whatnot underway already. X10 on his very trusty Valkyrie pick. We've seen him play this quite a bit. X10 always comes up with these information plays that he's like to work with and that he's like to contribute for his team. We get to see the Maestro also come out. That's quite the setup, honestly, coming in from the side of Grid Gaming. Juice Esports. We get to see all of the setup done just right in the right amounts, at least for now. That's exactly what I'm going to roll with. We'll get to see that aggression as well, but not a whole lot. Grid Gaming, though, they'll have to work on their back foot. They'll have to reverse engineer whatever they are offered with, because there's just so much room to work with, so much space that they've got to cover and they've got to take care of. And for some reason, I just thought that Zofia was putting on a uniform she should not be. But I guess it's just my vision that is blocking myself out. But now that we happen to get into this match here, we've got Reconics making the push. That's going to be the hard breach once again. We've got Rage on it as well. That's your Hibana. So 2 hard breaches, more than enough to work with. That's going to be a push for you to make happen. Very secure and safe. But there's so many other variables that come out to add to that as well. We already got the smoke playing the secret tunnel. He's got a shield to work with as well. Very standard stuff once again. Clubhouse, nothing new. We get to see this quite a bit. Same maps, but new styles and qualifiers. But looks like these two teams are starting off on a very common ground. Essentially, it's going to put them on a test for their skills and put them on a test of their teamwork. Let's see what the rest of the 1 minute and 30 seconds happens to unfold us.
A lot of times being wasted here from the attackers. They will now get the control in towards kitchen, and Innocent in towards pool table. Will now make his way towards holding an angle here. Noble with a good impact need to try to trick out the Hibana's X-Style of Spellers, but unfortunately it will get tricked once more, but Rage can keep it going again and again. 2 X-Style of Spellers used over and over again just to make sure that in the impact tricks in towards Basement Church would not happen. We'll take take out the Valkyrie scams. The C4 almost claims the life of Rage, but she is still alive for now. Sledge, the nade will be thrown out, which will force X10 to be in a different position, but you still have Juniper with those 3 smoke gas canisters to provide cover and make sure X10 will be able to get those kills in towards that vertical lines of sight. Now, a lot of times being wasted here. We haven't seen any players go down just yet, but just as I was talking about it, the Thermite will be able to get his first frag, taking out Juniper in towards tunnel. An important kill. The smoke goes down, but so does Rage in towards the kitchen, where the Valkyrie did hold an angle in towards the Astral Room. A very good kill. And also, yet again, it's an head-to-head. 4-4. We are reaching at the 30-second mark as Innocent gets one more, taking out X10, which should give them the access in towards the Astrum. We need to be careful of the angle in towards the impact nade being made from that rotation as Cyajin gets the kill off of Innocent. Desmond waiting for the opportunity, and he will gladly get that in towards tunnel. Yes, Cyajin gets two, making it a 1v2 situation. It all goes down to Godly Pie. Has a diffuser in hand, needs to find two more. The pre-firing Alda will come into play. They have that information, and that push will finally come in as Siajin will be the one to get the final kill against Godly by getting a 3k and also win towards Basement Church. Also, as we take a look at it in the instant replay, ladies and gentlemen, we now proceed to round 2, where Juice Esports will be the one winning their first round on Basement Church, and the second site will be on second floor CCTV and cash room. A very well played defense hold coming in from Sajin, as he was the one getting those 3 kills in towards the hallway, and also X10 taking out the Hibana right out of the bat, even right in towards the Arsenal room, holding that vertical line of sight in towards the kitchen. Very well played from Team Grid Gaming. They did try their best from the attack itself. They did take a lot of time to try to get in towards the site, but ultimately in the end, where they tried to go for that execute, they didn't had enough amount of man count, and with it the win goes in the side of Juice Esports. Now, interesting enough, you see Juice Esports not being picked up the second floor CCTV. They've made a decision to go to second floor gym. Now, this is a site where most of the attackers has that win count in towards this specific side, but the defenders thinking of picking up this side is a real risky one. I mean, don't get me wrong, if they have the perfect operators, if they have practiced this specific site, then the defenders doesn't have to worry about this site at all. You do see the cast with those arrow panels. They'll be able to place it in towards at least in the windows of the construction, gym and bedroom, or maybe to try to block some of the entryways in towards construction or at the CCTV. That's exactly where one of the players will be playing in towards the cash room. So a very interesting site, and also a very interesting sets of strategies being developed here from Juice Esports.
That's right. We're getting to see the standard strategies already come out. This is a very standard place as well. Gym and bedroom, very reliable. But speaking of with Juice Esports coming out with that last round, just a little too comfortable for them once again. Like I said, it's been a very comfortable start. Why has this word been on the top of my mind? Because you come back to a map like Clubhouse, it's always that comfortability factor you want to work with. It's just a map that has been played over and over again, that at this point everybody knows exactly how things are supposed to be approached, and or rather not. We still got Arrow making the push from the side of the main breach. We've not got any emphasis on the jacuzzi wall, though. I'm really loving the emphasis. We suddenly have a villa take to a clubhouse map, and that's really good. Honestly, this is a little more calculated of pushes that I've gotten to see for a while when it comes down to qualifiers. We're getting to see the nade being cooked as well. The chef's nade might come in from Innocent right here. This might be a kill for his taking. No, that will not even do the damage. He's still got some roadworks coming in, and there you go. Extend does take some damage, but that was still not well cooked. He's going to go for the rotate, trying to find the man who naded him. And will he do so? Yes, he will. That's going to be an easy take for him. He wants to go for the C4 pick. And yes, he'll get it. Look at the man. Look at the explosion in style, and just happens to walk away. Meanwhile, Sergeant does the job. And that was, in fact, the cleanup. Those were the exterminators for you. In fact, you Esports walk away with a flawless round, cleaning up the entirety of the attack on one end of the map. They don't even have to look around. They don't even have to try and put all of that manpower into their onto their site. And just happen to walk right into their strategies. 2-0 is the scoreline. Juice Esports have taken the lead very well, so, and they're looking to make it even more cemented, even more better, even more advantageous But the third round will be headed to CCTV and Cash Room. Let's see what that happens to offer us.
I mean, it was a good attempt there from Innocent with the need in towards the stock. It would have been better if you just kept his distance though, because going for a chef need requires a bit of a distance. Maybe having a 6 meter distance is more than enough, and try to prone when you're trying to use the cook nade, especially on a place like that, because most of the time, yes, it might work. The only thing is that you need to keep your distance towards the nade. All in all, it was a very good attempt there from Innocent. Tried to eliminate one of the guys on towards the cash room, but you do need to keep you do need to take care of those flank watches there, especially from the attackers. We don't see any flank watches. They were just mainly focused in towards on how to get towards the site. One was using the nade, one was trying to hold an angle in towards CCTV, and that was pretty much it. They didn't had they didn't cover for flanks, especially the hatch was just recently opened in towards construction, whereas the Valkyrie was like, oh, you think you're using the nades to cooking towards on stock? Well, guess what? I'm just gonna head on in and just say hi to you, and gets those 2 kills immediately. And with that, Josie Sports will be able to win their defending rounds 2-0 as we proceed to round 3. Second floor CCTV will be the side. The attackers will go for the same, push yet again. This time, we won't be able to see the sledge being played off. Instead, it's going to be the Maverick, because he needs to open up the walls in towards the CCTV balcony, which is very important. But the only question is, will they be able to take out the construction and go for a fully fledged split push? That is the biggest question that I have to hear about. Now, Noble is in towards the garage, and Godly Boy, he's making his way towards the jacuzzi, interestingly enough, with the help of the Hibana as well as the Maverick, which will gain the control on construction soon enough with the drone works completed from their teammates, and the defenders obviously waiting for the attackers to make their move. We still have those Valkyrie camps that the attackers needs to be taken care of, because if you do not, however, take out those Valkyrie camps, the defenders will get information on what kind of push that the attackers is going through and eliminate them one by one. Now we're still heading towards the 1 minute 30-second mark. This a total of 3 rounds is technically the place where Grid Gaming doesn't go for very aggressive push, nor does Juice Esports going for a run out or a spawn peak, but hopefully we might be able to see it right away. Just because that breach charge being used in towards the logistic room, the connector push, from the construction push will come in, and the first kill is going to be from Arrow. Very clean kill in towards the angle, and Innocent will actually get a nade kill. I believe that was a chef nade kill coming in, taking out Sage in, but the next 10 will immediately come in to go for that refrag, taking out Godly Boy. And with it, Juice Esports is currently in trouble 4v3 as we reach to the 1 minute mark.
That's right. They're the ones in trouble, but we've seen them make things come around. Will this be one of those cases? Smoke canisters are still coming out inside. Juniper, the man on the SMG-11, still very trusty, but has not got his moment of shining today. 50 seconds left. We're getting the breaches happen on the main wall as well. This is going to be really shaky for Juice Esports to work with. We're already seeing the attackers put so much pressure right now on the side. Noble is going to completely ignore that the main wall just got opened right beside him. And now he's in a really difficult spot. 30 seconds, last minute drone works. That's exactly what's necessary. Noble, he knows he's got to survive extend. Meanwhile, walks away with another frag. That's the equalizer, people. 3 versus 3 back into effect. Anything could happen with 20 seconds remaining and counting down. Still got the C4 with the play, but the Maverick already making a push onto site. Innocent is going to get the drop on the Juniper. That's the side takedown already. Extend and the Bandit are the only ones alive. Actually, you know what? Extend is the only one alive. Bandit has just been down on Garage, and with only 5 seconds remaining. Oh, this is really confusing for Darkonix. He does not know that the Bandit was down. But now he definitely does. So taking time bomb essentially for the Valkyrie to play against, to play with. Positions being given away. They're expecting her outside side. There's no way this retake happens on a 1 versus 3. If it does, Extend really will be walking away with more than just respect and impression. And there you go. That final finish up does come in on the Bandit, and this is just Innocent able to walk away with possibly the easiest kill that he had to make so far. That was the cleanup coming in from the attackers this time around. And there you go. Grid Gaming able to stand up and fight back to what we saw Juice Esports bring out first and foremost. So there's that first breakthrough for them in the attacking round, but it's only the first one. Let's see what round 4 happens to offer.
Well, round 4 with Grid Gaming winning second floor CCTV. Your Esports will be back in Basement Church this time. As we take a look at the scoreboard there, Attackers on the side of Grid Gaming, especially Innocent with the one having 4 kills and Rage with 2 assists. Keep that in mind. 1 assist give a total points of 75, and I believe Rage was the one who planted the diffuser, in which it would give a total of 150 points. That's the reason why Rage is in the second place. So does Sajin and the other player who had a total of 5 kills. That will actually be X10 and Sajin having a total of 5 kills in towards Juice Esports, with the side being on Basement Church. We do see a total of 4 impact nades being used. Um, that would be from the Melusi and the Maestro, which would try to trick in towards the kitchen hatch, try to stall time from the attackers as best as possible. But with it, they still need to be careful on making sure that they handle out some of the aggression. Maybe, who knows, X10 might still be roaming in towards the bar, nor at logistics, to make sure that if there is one or two particular attackers who are trying to still open up the hatch of kitchen, would get one or two simple kills without being able to worry about it. But for now, let's just head on into action phase, which has been finishing up his barbed wire placement in towards the stairs of both Oil Pit and Blue Stairs. And also Melusi's Basic Deterrent kept placed just to give the defender a fighting chance in towards the blue entrance, to give them much more kills that they need. Try to stall times from the attackers, and then make sure that the attackers would run out of time. Drone works, the usual will come in from the attackers to give some useful intel, and Godly Boy heading into a second floor gym is just doesn't have any information perfectly just yet, so just needs to wait for a particular time. Just drone it out, head on in towards the main stairs, and hold an angle to make sure that the flank watch from the defenders would not happen. There you go. Godly Boy in towards the main stairs. Draconics holding in from the bathrooms, as the drones will come in from the attackers. This is the usual grid gaming that you do get to see for the past 3 rounds here. No early kills, just a lot of time being wasted. Try to get control as soon as possible. So does Juice Esports though. They're not trying to go in for that high risk, high reward advantage here. They're not going for a spawn peak. They're not going for a very early kill, try to take out any particular hard breaches. So it's just time what Juice Esports is technically waiting for at the moment. Juniper with the one manning with the deployable shield, as the first C4 comes in from X10 in towards the kitchen. And looks like that C4 will cost Grid Gaming. That's going to be the Hibana taken care of, which would force the Thermite to use his exothermic charges to use it towards kitchen. Noble had the impact needs, but due to which the vertical lines of sight being displaced here from Sledge, it would be impossible for him to make that trick, which would give the attackers the control of kitchen and also opening up the hatch. They are one moment away to get the control on Arsenal Room and go for that default plan.
1 moment and a minute away. That's right, Baba. We've got 50 seconds and counting down to this moment. Gottlieb already on main stairs. He's got so many fights to worry about right now, and that's exactly what I see him doing. He's a little ecstatic and a little scared of where he wants to peak. The first peak will not come out from him, though it'll be from the Valkyrie. Still seeing Innocent trying to go for the push. Noble with a very good position on that Maestro cam, quite weirdly. So I've not seen that position come out in a long time. It's been a while. Arrow, meanwhile, the secret tunnel push is still on. And yes, Jim Napier, like I talked about, he does not disappoint when you hand him the SMG-11. There's the Jaeger coming out on the flank as well. It'll be Innocent who will get taken down. He tries to go for the other, but he's the one who gets refragged. It does not matter though. Everybody else has been taken care of, and so will Godly By. That's the cleanup once again from Juice Esports people. It's been quite the frag frenzy that Juice Esports is just able to outperform their opponents at, and I think this is what was needed from quite the while now. What is this? We come on to season 4, right? So that's 8 seasons of Error Esports trying to have their own breakthrough into this league, and maybe, only maybe, now that they have had their name change come out onto Juice Esports, they just might be able to get themselves a spot in Division 3. If that does happen, though, it's definitely going to be a very happy moment for all those players who've been at it from 8 seasons back to back. Imagine the grind that it must take, man. It's definitely commendable stuff. But hey, it's still got the side of grid gaming to worry about. It's far from over. Definitely yes, because you come onto a map like this, it's the defensive side that likes to take the advantage first, and that's what I'm getting to see Juice Esports do. Does not mean grid gaming will not be putting up a fight. It's still the first half. We're 2 rounds away from going into the second one. Let's see what round 5 happens to offer.
Well, round 5, 3-1, Juice Esports still in the lead, and you have to agree on Foxy though. Error Esports going for that lot of grind. It requires a lot of experience, a lot of map awareness, and also the understanding of what kind of operators get his weapon, what kind of recoil it is. It requires a lot of time, and Error Esports definitely deserves it, but so does Grid Gaming too, because who knows? They have a lot of experience. The only thing is that they've been outplayed from Juice Esports line of defense, and they need to figure out a way to counter it. With the action phase coming into play, the side being on second floor gym. For a moment there, I thought they were going for CCTV, but looks like they're going for gym instead. So with it, the attackers, the entire attack from Grid Gaming will now spawn in towards the warehouse, and they will slowly make their way in towards CCTV and then make their push in towards gym. Now we actually did get to see that same history in round 2 itself, where Seijin was about to get chef naded right towards on stock. Didn't work out well, gets picked off on the other hand, and looks like that history is about to repeat again. Desmond with the first frag taking out Rage as the buck is going to go down, and with it the attackers run helter skelter. X10 still holding in towards the garage catwalk, and so does the Zofia. The push comes in from the Zofia. Godly Boy with a huge play, but that play is going to get ended up with the Deagle. X10 is going to get taken out from Godly Boy, and so does Arrow, you know who. And with it, it's going to be a 2v5 as X10 makes it a 1v5, taking out Innocent as well, as it all goes down to Dark Chronix. The Thermite all by himself, and he's going to get taken down from X10 as well. In towards the garage runout, where Juice Esports will get a flawless victory in round 5, second floor gym. So we take a look at it in the Act 5 edition replay, ladies and gentlemen. We now proceed to round 6, the almost end of first half, where Grid Gaming needs to figure something else. Now the side will be on Basement Church though. Actually, it's not. It's going to be on second floor CCTV room, and with it, the round will commence.
That's right. That's where we're headed. Round 6, the last round before the rolls hop. And quite interestingly, so it was a very weird round coming out from Grid Gaming. This is not what I expected to see out of them. Just as we happen to speak about this roster, like I talked about, they do happen to share a good history back in the league, but I guess they're not feeling themselves today. That might just be it, or maybe it's the side swap that they're waiting for, not able to perform. We'll be seeing a 4-1 heading into the next round. It's quite interestingly. So Juicy Sports, they might be the ones to give us a close to a cleanup today. Who knows? Maybe that might be the case, but I still beg to differ. Honestly, it still makes me believe that as we happen to head into the second round, second half of this match, it's going to be Grid Gaming trying to stand back up and just able to give a better fight than where they happen to stand at right now. It's still going to be their attacking round, their last attacking round, coming back to this one. And that's exactly what we're looking for. Let's see what happens. Dunipier, he's back on the smoke. Noble, we've got him on that denial. And it's just not coming down to this defensive setup from Juicy Sports, honestly. It's the fact that Grid Gaming really has... all right, let's be honest here. They do not have any insurance, or they don't have any crossfires established that I'm getting to see. Or rather, let's just put all of that aside. Refrag potential, something that has been lacking from the side of Grid Gaming. They've been able to stabilize it just around the mid round, but then when you have to make the push towards the end, that man count advantage does happen to put you up in a rather bad spot, and that's a place you want to make sure you put up a fight in that corner, because if you don't, you know exactly what happens, and that is what has happened for 5 rounds back to back now. 4-1, that one round Grid Gaming was able to walk away with is still something that Juice Esports were not able to work around, and that's just that. That was CCTV as well. So this might just be another place for the side of Grid Gaming to perform. Let's see if that is what they like to bring up or not. Noble still looking. He's just looking to find any Maverick, the Maverick or not. But wait a minute, this frag killing is already taking place downstairs. Rage will be the one to drop a defender. That's from below all the way onto site. Using the buck, it's been a while with this kind of approach. Now that we have the sledge with the nades, a little more mobility is what you'd like to bring out of your attackers. But Rage likes to rely on the good old buck. don't really blame him. Buckaroo does happen to be very reliable, and that's where he's going to walk away with the entry frag. And that's not it. He's picking a fight with Junipier. For this is an interesting one. Uh, just because Junipier is one of those people who does not shy away from one, and look at that, he's still going for this peak while reloading the SMG11. Comes up with some new angles of his own. Extend meanwhile gets the refrag quickly enough. That was a run out. He's trying to find one more, but the mattress. Uh, the mattress quite ironically so will be wishing him good night for now. We've got 60 seconds and counting down. Three defenders left alive. Let's see if Grid Gaming is able to get this round on board. They might as well just be able to 2 versus 4, make that a 3 versus 2 because Desmond just got a refrag. And now, at these 50 seconds, wait a minute, Noble is going to get the refrag as well. Here's the Jaeger going for the aggression, and he gets it. Desmond on the down and the kill and the confirm. It's all down to Dark Chronics all of a sudden. Quite interestingly, so Juicy Sports once again they've turned the odds in their favor, and now they're looking to make this round theirs as well. Looking to walk away in the second half with a possible 5-1. The breach walk-in has already happened. The Thermite is awfully close to that. I think the defenders know this, but they also know that the diffuser is not with them. Desmond once again lighting up the side of the attack. Is trying to confuse the attacker so much right now. That's exactly what I would do as well. Dark Chronics, he's got to find these 2 kills, or he's got to find the diffuser position given away. He's got the push-up coming in. So many wall bangs that are happening right now, and that'll be the frag for Juice Esports to just walk away with. Desmond, what a play from this man. He played amazingly well the last time I happened to cast his match, and today as well. It's really amazing to watch experience at work. It's very impressive to watch skills at display. That's what I've seen come out from this man. What a round. 5-1. We're headed to round 7.
Well, with it, we will proceed to round 7. Second floor CCTV will be the site, and with it, the second half will commence. With X10 having a total of 10 kills in first half is amazing. It's not looking too good here for Grid Gaming to not being able to win even the less mankind advantage. It was a 2v4 in round 6 where all they had to do was to take out 2 of the GSG9 operators, Bandit and the Jaeger. Unfortunately, they could not handle out that situation. Hopefully, they'll be able to make their amends in defense. And with it, we just have to wait for the loading screen to come to an end. There you go. So round 7 will proceed. The site will be on second floor CCTV with some major changes coming in from the operator's picks. You have Rage with the Goyo, you have Arrow with the Mute, and Godly Buy with the Castle pick. Now, we do get to see a lot of Castle pick being made in the qualifiers phase itself, which in fact is amazing. Most of the qualifier phase that we get to witness for the past 3 seasons, I wouldn't say there was a huge Castle pick. It's just that picking castle was so rare that mostly we didn't get to see it more often. But now, bringing the castle, those armor panels which would confuse the attackers, not having a perfect information, would force Juice Esports to use some of their explosive utilities like Sophia's impact needs or Ash's breaking charges, maybe a Sledge's hammer though, because why not? For now, let's see what's going to happen if Grid Gaming will be able to hold out the second floor CCTV defense as we proceed to the action phase. Desmond and the other 2 players on the side of Juice Esports will spawn in towards the warehouse, and so does Arrow know who in fact will be the one manning the mute jammer. All right, Juniper, a good shot to be honest, because he just out of nowhere went for a wall bang in towards the windows of CCTV, ended the life of the SAS brethren of Mute, which is in fact sad, but he has to move on. Now the Jonas will come in from the attackers to give some valuable information here, in which the attackers will succeed opening up the CCTV wall, and they will slowly make their way across the site. Keeping that in mind that they've lost already the Mute with that wall banging towards the window. It's not going to be an easy life though, but it can make some amends here. Godly Boy with the UMP getting the kill off of Desmond, and also Genie Pierre, 2 kills from Godly Boy. Very important kill, and looks like Grid Gaming might be back on track here. With a lot of time left for the attackers to make their play, they still have to figure out how to counter the way how Grid Gaming is defending. With that 2 kills, they are forced to remove the castle of the equation. But will it happen? Yes, it does. X10 casually takes out Godly Boy in towards the bathroom, making it a 3v3 situation.
That's right. The refrag was more than just necessary. Now we got ourselves 1 minute left and counting down to it. The defense, they're just trying to make sure that they hold on to the stronghold. X10, X10, what are you doing, X10? I was about to say X10 going for a rappel, but X10 has actually gone for a quick jump. That's okay. He put his back onto his feet. I'm not sure what he thought, honestly, but it's okay. He misjudged that leap. Okay, that's okay. That happens. Hopefully, it does not happen with him IRL, with his the distance and the fall and trajectory, whatnot, judgment skills. But right now, he's going to be the one to make the push. 30 seconds, trying to find the first frag. That's going to be coming up right outside garage. That's the Jaeger. He's got to worry about the Nata coming out, but do they connect? Yes, one of them does go out. The green fire. Oh boy, this is so much to work against. He won't be able to fight the second. Gets the first, and that was just it. The refract quite quickly enough does come in surge, and as Vader's push already on the side, he does not know where the Goyo is. He's going to be able to walk away with the frag. It's a 1 versus 2 that'll be turned into a 2 versus nothing. Grid Gaming take round 7, and like I said, defensive setups are the thing for Clubhouse, and maybe, just maybe, Grid Gaming might be on the spawn for a comeback.
Round 8 with Grid Gaming winning their defense in round 7, second floor CCTV. As we proceed to the next round 8, the site will be on second floor gym. Interestingly enough, it's quite interesting to see that most of the clubhouse plays that we get to pick up the site, it was most of the time it was always basement church, second floor CCTV, and then second floor gym. But this time we see basement church, second floor gym and bedroom, and then go for second floor CCTV. A very interesting picks though. But is it worth it? Will it work out? We are actually going to find out here with Dark Chronix playing as the Echo. The two yokai drones, which would give viable info as well as denial of plant from the attackers, will be viable for them. Talking about the defenders, though, again, it's going to be Innocent again with the mute. Hopefully, he just needs to be careful of the pre-fires which would happen in towards the window. We did get to see that example in towards the CCTV. Hopefully, it does not happen again this time. With it, we won't be able to see either a bandit nor a Kaid, which in fact Kaid has been banned from Grid Gaming themselves, so they're forced to pick with the mute or bandit. Mute is the viable option because the jammers will be able to waste a lot of time for the attackers. They have to take out the mute jammers and then try to open up the wall, in which they need to waste one of the utilities, maybe a breach charge or a total of 11 melee hits to the armor panels just to get an angle towards the gym. So with that, action phase will proceed. The attackers will spawn in from their respective spawn site, in which Junipier will spawn in towards the west side of spawn, Noble, Seijin in towards construction, X10 and the Hibana, which should be Noble, will spawn in towards the warehouse as usual. Again, Junipier going for that wallbang in towards CCTV to try his luck yet again. Unfortunately, that luck will eventually run out and will open up an angle in towards CCTV. Their main focus is to open up those walls, in which X10 will be able to find the mute jammers, which shouldn't have any problems removing the utility, opening up CCTV, and slowly make their way towards the site. Although they need to be careful of heavy resistance. Rage with the Vulcan Shield and of course the C4 and the Vector SMG, as Desmond will think of making a decision of opening up. There you go. The impact nades will be used to make an angle way in towards the second floor gym, removing the mute jammers, and Ace will do his job and opening up the jacuzzi wall without having any problem. Although you do need to be careful of the tunnel from the tunnel peak in towards the jacuzzi. They need to be careful, but to be honest, they don't have to worry about it because the entire defenders from Grid Gaming is holding in towards or nearby on the site, in which they are going to be meeting with a good nade from Junipier, getting the 1 kill, taking out the Chronix, and an instant access towards second floor bathroom. The heavy resistance, aka the heavy push, will come in from Junipier with the SMG-11, gets 1 more kill, taking out Innocent. Can he get the third? Yes, he does. SMG-11 proves to be quite efficient for him. 2v4. going in the favor of Juice Esports. Arrow needs to figure out a way here. He's still towards the main entrance. He needs to make a push. He will get one. Can he get a second? No, he does not. It's going to be a quad kill. 1v3. It all goes down to Rage in a 1v3 situation here. Will it happen, or will Junipier get the ace? Sees the head, doesn't go for the connect, switches out with the assault rifle, but it's going to be Noble with the Type 89 primary assault rifle to get the kill off of Rage, denying the ace from the sledge, but will get the win for Juice Esports in second floor gym and bedroom, giving them a total of 6-1. They will be the one on match point. Actually, it is 6-2 here, since Grid Gaming won on round 7, second floor CCTV. Round 8 will commence. Basement Church will be the side. 6-2 is the score count. Juice Esports in match point.
Well, they definitely did deny him the ace, but what they cannot deny is the absolute destruction he brought on board. 6-2 and match point for his game. Juice Esports will be the ones to looking to secure this with a 7-2 scoreline. That'll be the quickest scorelines we've had so far in the beginning of season 4. But hey, that's exactly what Juice Esports has come out with. Grid Gaming not feeling the match entirely, but yeah, they've had their moments of shine. Let's see what comes out of it. We'll be heading into.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Excuse me there for a quick second. We'll be heading into the next round. That's going to be from quick match here. Is that round 9? That's right. We'll be heading into round 9. And Arrow, he's brought out on the Jaeger. You're getting to see the setup come out very standard stuff from the start of Grid Gaming. Nothing new. I love the fact that Rage has decided to bring in the Goyo. Goyo happens to add so much of map denial just from the dynamic of a clubhouse. Goyo is always a good pick. You come out to be on a map like this. Godly by
10 seconds to go.
not exactly had the best of moments, honestly. With a name like that, I was expecting him to outperform with those very angry plays. I guess aggressiveness just the way Godly happens to play. I guess that is what I happen to go with. But that is just not it. Juice Esports, man, they've definitely come out with quite the performance. It's like I said, maybe it's just that's all they needed. Error Esports was just not working out for them. Juice is the way to go. And here they are performing and outperforming their opponents so close to victory. Let's see if this round is going to be the decider of that or not. Sajin with the ace, he's already made his way inside the freezer. We've still got the push-up coming from the side of the attackers on the other side of the map as well. The setup once again with the Goyo into play is definitely one of the most beautiful setups I've seen when it comes down to a clubhouse and just holding down the site like that on a turtle hold. No roam presence as well. Grid Gaming liking to rely and play on their odds. Sajin though is going to make those odds a little less workable for Grid Gaming. That's going to be the first kill dropped in Ocean. Sadly enough, that's going to be a smoke taken down. Grid Gaming, man, they've got to reanalyze what's going on wrong here. You cannot let your smoke lose his life like that. Out in the tunnel so early when the match point is on the enemy's hands. It's quite the bummer, but hey, once again the main stairs peak will also not work out. Junipier is going to make quick work of Godly by once again, and there we go. The Goyo looks like after all, despite the connection, it was not the most beautiful of setups, I assume. Still got the push-up coming in onto Rage, and it's suddenly a 3 versus 5, and it's a lost cause of an attempt from Grid Gaming. That's what I'm getting to see. Rage trying to get the headshot, and yes, he will connect. It's going to be the first one, and the second one follows up right back after it. This is the fight back, in fact, from the side of Grid Gaming. A minute left, 3 versus 3. Anything could happen from this point.
A fight which is necessary for Grid Gaming to make their stand, because this is their final hope to get back in the game. 2-6. We reach to the 1 minute mark. The C4 will come in from Rage, but to no avail. The attackers are slowly reaching in towards the Arsenal room, whereas Rage gets the double kill with the active SMG, taking out X10. The nade misplaced, which would deal some major damage. A second nade, which would bounce back in towards the Arsenal room, in which the deployable shield is still alive for Grid Gaming. A very vital opportunity, though, as Junipier needs to find an opportunity. Noble is still in towards the main stairs, still worried about that deployable shield, but he has that information that there is one in towards the Arsenal room. The Vector decides to go for a peek, and so does Arrow. You know who It's not going to work out well as Noble will be able to win that gunfight. And so does Juni Pierre. He's in towards Yassul room, but here comes that Berry 9 to get that final kill. Juice Esports will be able to shut down the dreams of Grid Gaming, winning it out in Basement Church. Putting a very clean win here. 7-2 is the score line. What a play that we get to witness here from X10.
Man, I've got to give it to him. X10 has definitely had his moments of performance. I don't blame him. It's you come back to X10's performance days. He's always been like this. Honestly, what I'm really looking forward to is from Desmond and Juniper, Sergeant and Noble as well. These are all very familiar names. Once again, I keep talking about them like we know them from a long time. It's because we do finally they're able to get their big break into this, and it's really interesting to see what else they have in store just from what they used to bring in before as Error Esports. Just like that, it's good to see that little change of energy. Juice Esports coming out so strong, but that was just their second match of the league. We saw them play the first one. They got the victory. It was a little shaky, but they got it. Now we come back to this one. Second one also is in their bag. They're looking to get the third. They're looking to make that spot into Division 3. We'll be going into reliving the moment right now. People do, as of now, take a quick look at the highlights and just happen to break down what we got to see. You know, it's there. There's more to the game than what just meets the eye. So we just come down to we just come down to what these guys happen to perform. It was nothing less than textbook stuff what is supposed to happen on Clubhouse. Just in general, Juice Esports came with a better I would say performance than Grid Gaming. Definitely yes, 7-2 is a scoreline you can most definitely boast about. We got to see some close rounds come out as well. Grid Gaming able to give out a good fight, at least able to stay alive in it. There were so many rounds that came close, but just not in the favor of Grid Gaming. Things could have gone either way. Juice Esports just quickly enough. They were just a little better at decision making in those very panic and tense moments than Grid Gaming was. I'll really not be taking away the credit from Grid that they played bad. That was not the case. It was just that Juice Esports came out with so much more better stuff and better preparation. I could see that. We could all see that the teamwork was on point as well. So that does happen to speak volumes when stuff like that kind of hard work does go into the game. It shows on the gameplay you happen to bring out. It was more than what we got to see from the side of the first half. Look at this. Juniper able to allow stuff like this. We usually have two people on the side of secret tunnel just to avoid that kind of aggression. But hey, that was still calculated and that was done well and good. We come back to Grid Gaming not being able to take these gunfights and win them. Like I said, it's just experience at work from Juice Esports. Look at this skill. How was Godly Bhai not able to shut down X10? Like that was really a huge misplay coming out from him. And it's okay. X10, despite the kills that he's put on board, he's had a rather funny outlook of things with that Maverick drop we got to see on him as well. But hey, it's just these funny things that keep giving us that comical break in between. Apart from this super serious and competitive playground we happen to find ourselves in. And speaking of which, this round was just absolute destruction for Juniper. It was this for the taking. He was looking for the ace as well. Noble did deny it, but yeah, I'm sure he doesn't blame him either. I guess that was my 2 cents going into this match and just coming out of it. What a match. Lovely highlights to even take a look at.
I mean, it was lovely indeed, Foxy. I mean, the way how Juice Esports played was excellent, but so does Grid Gaming too. We did get to see that major attempt there from, the Goyo. I believe that was, that was Goyo from Grid Gaming. They did try to make a good attempt in towards tunnel. They did even hold the tunnel in which, smoke was taken out quite early. So they did try to, make their way to make sure that they'll be able to give Juice Esports the best competition that they had. But unfortunately, they just have to try their luck in the next match. Sorry, in the next, I'm talking about the next season, which would be season 5. So, anyways, with it, that would conclude the first match, but we still have second more match to go, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be Team Heat versus Zero. It's going to be an interesting one. So for now, we're just going to take a small break. We'll be right back with those matches. Until then, go grab some popcorn. We'll be right back.
We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart. Cause I know we won't make it out, I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want, let me hear that I'm the only one. You know that we won't make it out, we've heard it all before. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright, so let's move on. 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 We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart. Cause I know we won't make it out, I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want, let me hear that I'm the only one. You know that we won't make it out, we've heard it all before. It's alright. Hey. It's alright. Hey. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright, so let's move on. 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 Alright, so let's move on.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the WD Black the Esports Club Pro League for Rainbow Six Siege, supported by Ubisoft. I'm your host, Fox Red, and joining me is my co-host, Baba Gusta, and we're here witnessing the second match for today's qualifier stream. That's right, we did get to see the first match come out between Juice Esports that they took down so well. That was such a good match to watch them perform so good. 7-2, what a cleanup. That was on Clubhouse, but now we're headed on to Oregon with the second match. It's going to be between Team Heat and Zero. Team Heat, a very, very old contender in this league. And Zero, not exactly old. You know, it's a qualifier does happen to open up avenues to so many new teams who want to have a shot at the Pro League. But hey, that's enough of talking. Let's get into the match. That's right, people. Let's get into Oregon and watch these two teams battle it out. And Baba Gusta, please take us through the band phase.
Well, starting off, we did see Zero going up against Ground 9 in map Oregon, in which they won 7-2. So does Team Heat, winning up against Naves Gaming 7-0. Now they're back going up against each other. Starting of the ban phase, the first ban is going to be a good old Thatcher ban on a map like Oregon. Obviously, you do not need the Thatcher, denying any utilities from the defenders, so taking him out shouldn't be much of a problem here. The only difference is the second attack bans, which is going to be the Montaigne. Pretty standard, but that would give a lot of opportunities for the attackers to pick. You have, you have the intel operators such as the Jackal, the Kebi, and also Gridlock, Nomad to deny any flank watches. So they have a lot of opportunities for the attackers to head on towards the site, having a lot of opportunities laid in them. The starting of the first defender ban is going to be the Mira, and the last ban for today is going to be the Wamai. So whether that's going to be the end of the ban phase, Thatcher, Montaigne, Mira, and Wamai be the one who's going to be banned as we proceed to the first round. It's going to be an interesting one though, because just like Foxy said, the Team Heat used to be a very old team, but not this Zero though, in which they did show their great performance 7-2 on map Oregon. Since this is the same map again, we'll see how it's going to be performing. But for now, let's just introduce the rosters on the side of Team Heat. We have Knight, Soul, Oxidane, Calculated, Cypher, and Nodi Ashrit. And on the side of Team Zero, we have Cure, Flameball, Clog, Sinster, and Mr. Solo. The site will be on second floor Kids Dorms.
Well, first things first, I'd like to appreciate the fact that I'm getting to cast and watch Clancy and Ashrit play after a long time, and both of them in the same team. Both of them do happen to be very good friends of mine outside the game as well. So it's good to watch them play again. I'll be looking forward to see what kind of plays these two in specific bring out. These two are in fact going to be playing Zofia and the Ace for their team. So that's a lot. And coming back to what I was trying to discuss, Team Heat. They've been here for quite a while now. Team Heat is, just happened to talk about this. It's been one of these underdog teams that we did see make their presence felt a little bit between the
10
mid-season,
seconds remaining.
but they happened to die out a little bit, or if I may, the Heat kind of died out. Now that we're back into season 4, the back with the new energy. Ashrit coming in with the roster change outside of Naughty Indians and into Team Heat as well. So we still see him carrying that tag around, but I think he'll be taking care of that sooner or later. But we're back here into this match. That's more important. Oxidane already making the push. He's going to be the fragger, in fact, quite interestingly. So the Ash being put on him. So it's going to be an interesting set of ops that we get to see being employed from the side of the defense as well. Goyo once again being brought. We always love a Goyo and the Malusi combo. So much map denial you can give away. With the Kaid added to that, just happens to add and show how much of teamwork you exactly need for this kind of setup to go right. Because now that if you do play Rainbow Six Siege, you know there's just how many things that could go wrong with a very simple setup as well. We'll be seeing Maverick do out some work for his teammate. That's just going to be the attic breach that they later want to attempt on the push. Right now, they'll be getting all of these angles opened up nice and easy. I think he's going for that. Yes, that's exactly what he's going to be doing. He's going to make that right angle breach. There we go. The only place in life where I guess the Pythagoras theorem will come handy. No, he's not done that. That was just an assumption. He just came out with his this breach just like that. It looks like a really good triangle he can make use of. There you go. The entry will happen as well. Once again, while the Maverick was busy doing all of that, the defense made sure they had their own stronghold into position. The shields and everything accounted for. The cams on point, getting that information in. It's going to come down to these 1 minute and 20 seconds. The fights are about to go underway. 5 men still alive from both sides. Let's see what happens.
Jaeger already prepped with the run out in towards the kid's window. He's just waiting for that right move for the attackers, and that's going to be the Night Soul holding from that angle. The run out will come in from the Jaeger, claiming the life of Night and Soul. It shouldn't be an easy kill. He's going to fall back towards the white stairs. Now their main focus is towards the trophy and the attic, in which Cure is making sure that Solo will survive with that deployable shield and a total of 2 ADSs being placed. And also, they have to worry about that mute jammers, because that Ace Sunma Beach charges wouldn't open that line of sight towards the attic, in which Kyo and Solo, both of them are not are boxed in. But the first frag again will come in from Team Heat, taking out Sinister, but Cypher fortunately goes down with the SMG-11. Will be down, but doesn't get the confirmation just yet, so Kyo needs to be careful from that angle, and also he needs to be careful on the side of Trophy. Calculated will make his push pretty fast towards the wall, but actually gets the head, switches out the pistol. It's going to be the Sophia winning that gunfight. 2v3, use the pistol yet again. Calculated, will he wins it? No, it does not. It's going to be Q with the SMG-11 getting final kill, as Team 0 will win round 1, second floor kids dorms. We take a look at it in the instant replay, ladies and gentlemen. We now proceed to round 2 of map Oregon. A good hold from Team 0, and looks like one of the operators have left, so we have to go for a pause timer and wait for one of the players from Team 0 to come back, actually from Team Heat to come back. But for now, talking about that first round itself, we do have to talk about it. Second floor kids dorms. Just as I was talking about it, Calculated is back from the match, ladies and gentlemen. So looks like my predictions will come to a wait as we resume back to round 2. Basement, laundry room, and supply room will be the site. 1-0 is the scoreline, favoring the side of Team 0.
1-0 is the scoreline indeed, man. I cannot speak about this. What a bottleneck from the side of the attack. Everybody just, I really like the outplay potential that Zero brought on board, honestly. A Clog and Kyo, both of those players just able to outperform Team Heat, making sure that it does not matter if they don't have the primary on board. They just whip out the secondary and go crazy. That's what we saw them do. The revolver kill started coming in. The pistol was out in hand. Everybody is running around the site. A very poor and a very failed attempt from Team Heat, honestly, in terms of how they approached that attacking round. It looked like a bunch of kindergartners going for it.
10 seconds.
That was a very different push from what I was expecting out of Team Heat. You know, just as I happen to speak about them so much, that such an experienced roster they happen to boast.
Attackers are moving out. to locate
Expecting a little more difference of pushes, I guess. Yes, Baba.
I mean, the reason why it was like kindergarten, because the site was at second floor kids dorms.
That makes a lot of sense now that you
Yeah.
shed some light on it.
Mhm.
It's actually very interesting. We have Team Heat respecting the side that the defenders are playing, and well, that's okay. That's okay. Hopefully we don't have any other metaphors coming out when the site is kitchen, but we've got other areas that have sites as bathrooms and toilets as well. But right now, it's going to come down to these 2 minutes that we've counted down to. 1 minute is already expired. Damn! You talk about how quickly time passes. This is one of those rare moments, because you just think about this. We're not getting to see the attackers make any headway. Finally, as I happen to speak about it, Maverick will be getting the hatch breach nice and easy. Cypher on that job. Oxidane still watching to make that push from the side of blue bunkers. He's not found his window yet, but I think he will eventually. A minute and 50 remaining. That's counting down to it. I know I happen to talk about time a lot, but that's exactly what happens to be this huge factor that'll come down to change the results in this match. They still got all of the players in the lobby alive, and it's coming down to a very good reputation in the last round. But hey, Sinstar, he might be on this possible flank, unless of course he gets spotted. He's still got a lot to work with. The flashes are coming out and whatnot. Cypher will make sure he gets a frag. Did that come out from his mate? I think it did. Mr. Solo will be the one to take the fall. And now it's a 4 versus 5. Let's see what happens.
Well, 5v3 already taking
Attackers
out
located a
Clog and
bomb.
Mr. Solo as Kyo will take some major damage in towards the supply room. I believe he'll be forced to go for that reinforced as well as that gunfight, just like we did see it towards the meeting room, trying to contest one of the players. That would be Night and Soul, trying to contest Sinster. Flameball still in towards the freezer, making sure that the attackers wouldn't handle that aggression. But looks like Naughty Astrid has decided to go for that plan. But unfortunately, it would be a 5v2 because Kyo has unfortunately left the game. Now Team Heat in a post-plan situation where Sinister gets the first frag, taking out Cypher. That's one down. He needs to find four more here. With Night and Soul making his way towards the basement laundry stairs, they've got the defenders surrounded and they have nowhere else to
Defenders
go
have eyes
but
on the
in towards
diffuser.
this side.
Attackers need
Naughty
to
Astrid will
protect
get one more, and Night Soul will get the first and final kill, taking out Sinister, as Team Heat will be the one winning round 2 basement laundry. As we proceed to the next round, round 3 will commence with the score being 1-1, and looks like we are going to go for a tactical timeout yet again. This time it was from Team Zero, who unfortunately left the one of the players left the game. So we are back, and yeah, we are going to resume back on which I was talking about in the previous tactical pause, which would be on second floor kids dorm, the first round itself. Now the attackers didn't had any problems opening up the attic, the attic walls. Interestingly enough, we don't see them opening up the second floor kids wall either. They decided to just hold an angle in towards second floor trophy, in which you did had the ace with the Salma breach charges to make a line of sight in towards the attic room, in which it did fail for them. Why? Because there was a mute jammer here. There were two players, the mute and the Goyo, in which he was using that line of sight towards the deployable shield, the total of two ADSs, to make sure that the gadget, aka the deployable shield, would not be destroyed. He had a very good angle, and he even had cure with the defense. The SMG at 11 did take out the Maverick. But interestingly enough, what Maverick did is that he took out the mute jammers at that very right moment to make sure that the breach charges would be open, to make that yet another line of sight, get an instant access in towards the attic. That took more around a minute and a half, and then the attackers were forced to make a push in towards the side of second floor kids. They just started to run around, as Foxy would like to call it, kindergarten style. They pushed in, they couldn't get the kill, and in the end, it was zero to win it out on second floor kids. Sad to say, it wasn't the same on basement laundry. The push was simple. They opened up the hatches in towards the meeting room, and they started eliminating players one by one. They got the control of basement supply room, went in for the plant. They boxed the entire player of Team Zero, putting them no way in, no way out, and then win the round on attack. So for now, Team Heat winning one on attack, Team Zero winning one on defense. Who's going to be winning? Foxy. By the way, you're muted, Foxy.
Yeah, I was just taking a while to get my button off to unmute myself. But you asked me this question. I first off, right off the bat, it's going to be Team Heat because I know these players. They've come out from a very huge history and just happen to be in the game for quite a long time now. I don't know much about the side on the other side. Maybe that's why. But you just happen to think about players like these. There's so much potential they happen to offer as well. We saw them come out with the first round, so well done, really good execution that I got to see from them. It was not the fact that it was Team E to play that wrong. It was also their side who made sure that the stronghold on excuse me once again, that their stronghold on defense happens to come out just as strongly enough. So it's just these little intricacies that you as a team can add to your roster and to what you're trying to bring out with the gameplay. And that's what you want. You come out to a game like this in Rainbow Six Siege. That's what you want, and a little edge over your enemy. That's what I'm looking for to see from their side. But honestly, it's been Team Heat just able to get that little edge over them. It's still 1-1, too early to decide. But round three is most definitely going to have more revelations from us, and furthermore from there on. But
Yeah,
I think that's just my standard superficial opinion over this, or the entirety of this. There's so many things that go down on a base level, as there's now we talk about it. Oregon is such a huge and heavily played map. We know that both of these teams know exactly what they're trying to do, so it makes sense that, hey, it's Oregon. You want to bring out the most predictable of plays, that's going to get countered. You want to bring out something new, you've got to make sure that your team is on the same page as you. You want to make sure that the entirety of your team is working to that common objective, that common goal, into making sure that you're able to get what you're aiming to achieve. And that, I think, was missing for Team Heat in the beginning. They were very scattered with what they were trying to do. At the same time, it was the time for Team Zero to perform. They made sure that they were able to punish a Team Heat's mistake in the first round. Not anymore after the first one, though. Second one, Team Heat, quickly enough, they made sure that they made their amends. The push was laundry. It was not kids' dorms. It does happen to be a site attackers can take advantage of, and we've seen them take advantage of before as well. So able to be in that spot, all in all, just able to be in that comfortable corner for Team Heat was the move and was the play. That's why we see that equalizer coming up, and that's why round three just happens to be just as predictable, Babu Gusta. Now that I think about it, there's really nothing that I can put my finger on right now. But hey, I'm excited to see what both these teams are bringing out, especially on this map.
And especially, the map Oregon has been given a lot of opportunities for players to understand what the game is. There's a lot of there's a lot of plays which is predictable, and which they know that which they know the ins and outs of the counters. Most of the time, the only thing that you do see in second floor kids dorms is just going for the standard, opening up walls, getting towards the site, and going for the plant. Simple as that. But I mean, there are some utilities which would stop them from pushing in, just like the deployable shields, the ADSs, the shotguns. You could counter it by using the vertical lines of sight or using a nade to counter them. There is a lot of opportunities though, but there is one thing which would give both of these teams a new look into the map. That that actually calls as the thing called as unpredictability, because there are lots of operators which in fact is not played on map Oregon. They would bring it out and then play it. In order to play it, it would be better for the teams to like to be familiar with it. Like if you're going for a specific operator, a very different operator which isn't in the map of Oregon, which is very viable for it, you could practice it in scrims, try to understand if this strat works out or not. If it does work, you can bring it in the match, try to figure out that if it works out. For an example, I could give an example of Ying itself in second floor kids dorm. Remember the trophy plant? I believe I actually saw that in the pro league match, where they use a total of 2 smoke grenades, one blocking the line of sight in towards the attic, as well as the second floor kids dorm, followed up with a total of 3 candelas, where the team would go for the plant, in which it is very unpredictable, which in fact is very effective, and it gives the higher chances for the attackers to put it in a post plant situation. They could bring those plays for the attackers to bring those unpredictability for the from both these teams. Even if they do bring those kinds of operators, it would be viable, and also has a higher chances to win it out. The only thing that I can say for the players is get creative, rather than going for the same thing going over and over again. It would be better to just bring some changes, since we have some major meta changes since Shadow Legacy has come to an end. We have Neon Dawn, we have a lot of deployable shield which has been removed. Vamai doesn't have a deployable shield, Valk doesn't have a deployable shield, I don't have anything, because I don't understand how the meta works. But still, bringing that creativity would bring a lot of changes into the game, and that I would advise to the new players out there who's been playing the game. Bring creativity, bring more changes, and who knows that new a new strategy would bring in some major changes into the history of Siege.
That's for sure. That's for sure. We're getting to see so many new teams come out. It's only about time that we'll see so many new strategies come out as well. But I'm sure it's been a while since we've had this conversation, and it's been a while since we've had the reconnection onto our player as well into the match. And looks like we might be going into a quick possible break moment right now. I'm just getting that confirmation from our admins as we happen to speak about it, as maybe that's exactly what we'll have to go for. I know these things do happen sometimes, time and around. We happen to talk about it quite a bit. Rios are something we don't like ourselves, but hey, the show must go on, and for that, everybody's got to be on the lobby. So I guess we'll be taking a quick and a short break, people, and we'll be right back on your screens in just a bit for sure, and we'll be resuming the match from the round 3, 1-1 equalized scoreline. We're not missing any of that action. The progress will still be the same. Till then, make sure you get yourself some soda, make sure you get yourself some popcorn. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this very short break. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the WD BLACK Esports Club Pro League for Rainbow Six Siege, supported by Ubisoft. I'm your host, Foxtrot, and joining me is our co-host, Baba Gusta. And I know this is a little repetitive, but here we are with the match that we just had a while ago, resuming from the score. We happened to leave off on 1-1. Baba Gusta, before leaving off, we had a discussion about Team Heat. We had a discussion about Team Zero. Both of them just able to bring their own speciality to this map. What do you think is going to happen after this? What do you think round three is going to reveal?
Well, talking about the predictions that I'm out to make, there are either three or four choices here. Either it can go for a 3-3, 4-2, or 5-1. That's what my predictions is about to say in the first half itself. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to find it out when we resume back the match of Team Heat versus Zero. So we're going to be right back into the third round itself. We just need to, we just need to see whether everything is working fine or not. So yeah, according to my predictions, Foxy, I would say either a 4-2, 3-3, or 5-1.
For sure, Babu Gusta. I think there's no other difference that you'll want to go for, and we'll be getting into the match right away, people. No more waiting. We'll be into this match, and the action will be underway. Laundry room and supply room is once again going to be the side. We saw the side of the defense go onto laundry and lose over there, and that means this is going to be that retaliation moment for them. It's going to be that moment where they happen to try and fight back against what Team Heat happened to bring out. But honestly, just in all certainty of how that round was supposed to
Attackers
go,
need to locate
Team Heat
and
played that
defuse
to
bombs.
perfection. We saw them always having an insurance to stay able to make sure they're cross-checking every single angle. They're able to double-check all of this stuff. So just as we happen to speak about it, we'll be headed to round three. I think let's just let the round be a little more of a storyteller from what we're expecting out of this match. Clog, he's brought out, and it's again a nice name though. I haven't seen somebody go for a name like Log for your IGN. That's a really good name. Just happen to speak about it. Since start, we have him coming up on the Jaeger once again. Smoke quite interestingly. He's making up those long angles for a possible
5 seconds to go.
denial with the C4 and the long angle, even in a case for the roamer to come up on that
Attackers are moving out
on
to
the side of
locate a bomb and
backstage for a
defuse
possible
it.
flank as well. So it's just good setup that I'm getting to see from Zero. Will I get to see good performance? That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here to find out. This is a team I've not really seen them perform a whole lot. I've not seen them around, at least not these names for sure. Let's see what they happen to bring out for now. Sinster, he's come up with the setup, and look at this, 5 men on site, nobody roaming once again. So it makes sense that Zero, just like every other team, wants to go for that turtle take. That's what we expect out of the maps right now. That's what we expect out of the meta right now. We might as well begin to see that passive roam play come out from them, just not yet. 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. Let's see what this round happens to show us.
Already the attackers gaining their control in from the basement blue bunker. Attackers will give them a little bit of drone works to give them the access in towards meeting to open up the hatch and make their way in towards the site. But their main focus is to take out that deployable shield in which Smoke is playing from that exact angle. Now Night and Soul is going to be providing some cover to his teammates. That could be the Maverick, who will now use his breaching torch to open up the hatch, force the players to get out of the electrical room. But he needs to be careful of those electro claws placed, which would deal some major damage to the Maverick. So he needs to be careful opening up those hatches and make sure he wouldn't take a lot of damage from it. The electro claws, just like you saw from Eagle Eye's perspective, has been placed towards the pipes of the supply room, in which taking out that electro claw would be a difficult answer for them. Now Cypher will now succeed opening up the meeting, and he is going to use his drone works to give them the access, whereas Oxidane and Ashrit is waiting for the players in meeting room to complete their job. If they do it, they'll be able to go for a fully fetched flush, in which Log will deny one, taking out Naughty Ashrit right out of the bat in towards the blue bunker here. That was quite unfortunate for him. That's going to be one of the hard breaches taken care of, and Calculated is here to make an answer here, taking out Sinister, and Oxidane makes his way towards the boiler room. Now he needs to be careful of one in which one of the player was taken care of. Sinister, the nade will come in, will connect. No, it does not. The ADS will block it. And Cypher, he could go for yet another one, but he does not have that frag grenade just yet. Calculated will still be on his way in towards the big tower
Attackers have
stairs. 35
located a
seconds
bomb.
left for Team Heat to make their play. The flashbangs will come in to try to take out the PDSs, in which two of them will get caught. Followed up with the smoke gas canisters to work it out. With Calculated in towards the boarding room, getting one kill, taking out Eagle Eyes. And Clog again is not thinking of going for that reinforce. He decides to go for that gunfight, in which he will gladly take
15
one.
seconds
Double
to
kill
go.
for Clog, taking out Night and Soul, as the attackers only have 10 seconds left to make their play. Cypher
10
going in for the
seconds
push.
to go.
Calculated gets a triple kill, ending the
has to
life
drop.
of Smoke. But guess what? The C4 will come in, making the 1v1. Calculated has gone down. He needs to pick up, whereas Flame, with the pistol, he's going to end the life of Calculated. A very good attempt from Heat, but in the end, it's going to be Flame Ball giving the win to Team Zero on Basement Laundry. As we see the end of instant replay, round 4 will commence with Zero in the lead 2-1. Round 4 will commence. The site will be on second floor, kids, dorms, and main hall. A very good attempt coming in from Team Heat. We did get to see how patiently they were waiting for the meeting hatch to open, and then when they did go for that push, unfortunately they could not, handle the smoke because they didn't had flashbangs. Keep that in mind that Ash does not have a flashbang because it's been removed and placed a claymore. I know it's a sad moment because even Buck also
Attackers
had
will
the same
locate and
moment,
defuse
whereas
as
his
many
frag
bombs as they
grenades were
can.
swapped out to claymores. But still, in the end, it was a very good effort coming in from Team Heat. But in the end, it would be Team Zero winning that gunfight. That C4 also did claim the life of one of their teammates. But in the end, Zero won it out 2-1. The site's on second floor kids dorms, and let's see whether Zero can make it to 3-1.
That's what we're looking here, or rather, looking to find out right now. It's 3-1 is where they're looking to head to, and quite interestingly, so Zero has put up more than just a fight of what I was expecting. Team Heat looks like they've come a little underprepared for this one. Let's see what round 4 happens to reveal to us, though. But I'm sure we are in for a ride for a really long match. That's for sure, though. Oxidane, he's brought out the Ash once again, Calculated, so close to that victory in the last round with the Zofia. He was just a little too focused on the recovering the diffuser rather than able to get the frag towards the end. I think that's what happened to put him up in that spot of disadvantage. Let's see what this round happens to unfold, though. You still got we've still got the push-up coming in from the mute. He's going to come in with all of those rotations and whatnot. That denial, there you go. The information denial will come in as well. Just going to make sure he puts him down. Flame Ball is still looking at that window that he's got for himself. You might be able to see this push-up happen any moment now. Night Soul and the Maverick, both of them will be making sure that this double duty happens to turn out to be fruitful, happens to be turn out to be useful as well. There you go. Already getting the breaches done. Slowly we'll be heading towards into the match and into this action of the round. Not yet, though. Not yet. Right now, we've got all of that scouting happening, all of the drone works coming in. Clog still watching the angle on the side of Attic. He's got the Zofia to worry about, or is that going to be the Maverick that he's first got to pick up a fight against? Eagle Eye is looking for anybody going for the denial from below. He's expecting the Ash to come up with her breach charges. Not yet. That's not something the Ash has decided to do. We still got ourselves quite the interesting trade-off between both these teams, and just as we happen to move ahead into this, it's going to turn out to be a very interesting and quite the round. I'm assuming. That's for sure. Calculated already made his way downstairs. We got him go for the breach as well, and there you go. The denial taken care of quickly. Night Solo, he's got to be careful about this one with the attic angle being employed by the defense as well. It's going to be a difficult one to fight against. Calculated. He's taking some damage though. That's going to be the from top angle with the denial just not happening right now. I still got Sinster looking at this angle, and here's Kill Night Soul to start things off. Calculated adds up to it. Mr. Solo and Eagle Eyes will be the ones to get taken down. In fact, 5 versus 3, make that a 4 versus 3 because Sinster, he's on the flank and he gets a frag. You still got the destruction happening on the side, though the attackers have already made their way, and Cypher gets another drop down. Oxidane looking to find that one stray off. That was Sinster, but he's made his way back on the towers. He's not found anybody here. Or he does. Cypher just comes out of nowhere, able to Spider-Man on him, and there you go. Another kill gets dropped. It's all down to Flame Ball. He's got to find a 1 versus 4 clutch. He'll find a frag. That's all he'll be able to find. Calculated with a very calculated push and a pick. He'll get the final frag in. That was the cleanup once again for Team Heat. And it's a good fight back. And like I said, Babu Gusta, I think about this just the way you asked me about a prediction who's going to be having an edge over the other. Honestly, it's going to be a very long match. That's what I'm in here for. We might as well be going into overtime. That's what I'm able to make out of these first few rounds. What do you think?
Just like I said, Foxy, in the previous rehearse itself, it either will be a 3-3, 4-2, or 5-1. In which 5-1, we're just gonna cross that out. Either we have only two options here. It's going to be either 3-3 or 4-2. That's a lot of mathematics, and since I'm not good at it, I'm just not going to talk about it a lot. Second focus dome will be the site. Round 5 will commence. And with it, Team
Attackers
Heat
need to
are
locate and
gathering
defuse as
up
many
a
bombs as they
huge
can.
amount of aggression here, taking out players one by one, especially in the defense side itself. Will we see a difference in their strategies? Maybe a bit, because we do see Solo already placing his Vulcan shield in towards the attic. Most of the time, you do see him, holding an angle in towards Trophy with the deployable shield being placed with a total of 2 ADSs as well. Actually, it's going to be the same thing again. This time, the second Vulcan shield will be placed in towards the attic side, so that one of the I believe that was
10 seconds remaining.
mute in the first round. This time, it's going to be either Flame Ball or Eagle Eye
5
holding
seconds
that
left.
specific angle. We did see Eagle Eye try to contest the inverted, sorry,
Attackers
not the inverted, the
objective is to
vertical line of
locate a
sight
bomb and
into
defuse
was
it.
classroom. But for now, let's see what's going to happen as we unfold the action phase. The attackers already spawned in towards the streets. There's going to be Naughty Ashrit and Oxidane, Ash and the Nomad. Whereas we still do have Ashrit. Maybe he'll try to open up the walls into a second floor cage, but that would be a difficult option because Eagle Eye is still holding that vertical line of sight, which would give a bit of a problem to deal with. Now, with it, the attackers are slowly making their way into his big tower as well. That would be the Maverick's job. And Cypher, to be honest though, Cypher is very good when it comes to opening up the walls into his attic. He's been practicing it a lot. When I say practice, he has experience, as I was talking about. I do apologize for that. Anyways, with the breach happening, Solo is still trying to go very aggressive here. The Nomad sees the head, doesn't go for the connect, will be forced to fall back or reposition in a different area where the Jaeger is giving him good amount of cover. He'll fall back, stay in the attic, and then try to contest in from that specific place instead. The Dronauts will come in from Night and Soul. Should be careful of that breach charges. There you go. And we'll have that information that there is one deployable shield, and the impact needs being made in towards the second floor kids. Joms is unfortunately not opened properly, which would deny a bit of a problems there for Team Zero, but it shouldn't have that much of a problem when it comes to and taking them a lot of time. Now, talking about time, Team Heat successfully opening the walls on Attic. They haven't, yeah, they did open up second floor kids too, interestingly enough, and they will now slowly make their way in towards the side. Now, the one kill we're going to be seeing is from Calculated, taking out Sinister as we proceed to the 1 minute mark.
That's right, the 1 minute mark is what we're looking at here. We got the Zofia already dumping in so much of that utility. Clog is quite literally clogged out of this fiery pit that he's found for himself in Attic, that is. Of course, he's still going to go for this peak. Oh boy, there's no way he survives this. And there you go, he won't be able to. The Nomad shuts him down. Wait, he happened to get that trade off? Clog, what a shot! He connected onto the head of the Nomad before going down. Oh my god, that was really good. You happen to put up that kind of man advantage for your team. There's more than enough, but I guess not. It's a 1 versus 3 all of a sudden. Eagle Eye is the only one left remaining. I got the Kaid coming up with the push-up. Oh, I don't think the side of the attackers know this. Now he does for sure. There you go. Cypher will just make quick work of him, and that will be the Kaid taken down and taken care of. And man, what a shot from the Jaeger, honestly. That was really not what I thought happened over there. I thought, all right, he's definitely got a good reflex, but he was just a little too slow to react on that. And we saw what happened. Boy, oh boy, it was quite the stuff that we just got to witness. A good shot, but not enough. 3-2. We're headed to round 6. Let's see what the side of both of these teams rather, happen to offer us.
Well, 8 kills to Calculated for Team Heat. Very good player when it comes to getting those important kills, and also Oxidane, well played from him as well, using the Ash's breaching charge to force
Attackers need to
the
locate and
defender
defuse
holding
bombs.
towards the white stairs entryway to reposition in a different location. Gave the win for Team Heat. That was a good coordination play coming in on attack, and also this will for Team Zero, this will be their last round in the first half, so they need to make sure that they would at least equalize the round count, making it 3-3. Now with it, basement site, two already quick made rotations being made. It's quite standard, if I would like to call it. And interestingly enough, we don't see a particular Intel player being brought out on the time
10
on the
seconds
side
to
of
go.
Team Zero. You could have brought in the Valkyrie, you could have brought in the Maestro
5
with the
seconds to
lasers to
insertion.
deny those plants, but looks like they'll just go with denial instead. They'll just go with denial, go with the trap operators like the Goyo and the smoke gas canisters. It will be the same thing as they did in round 2 and 3, in which Zero did win in a 1v1 situation against Team Heat's attack. Will it be the same? We're about to find out in this action phase. Calculated will make his way towards the big tower and hold an angle in towards the big tower just to make sure that there isn't any roamers, and Oxidane making his way to take out any ADSs or the deployable shield, which is commonly placed towards where Clock's location is. Oh boy. Clog with SMG 11, if he does survives and get those important kills, that's more than enough for Team Zero to get this win. A lot of default camps which hasn't been destroyed just yet, which would give a lot of information for Team Zero to work out with. But their main focus would be the same, yet again, taking out the meeting hatch, eliminate player in boiler, and then slowly make their way in towards the side, hoping that they would win their gunfight. Now, the drone works and a lot of patience still happening for the time of Team Heat, whereas Zero are just patiently waiting. We don't see any roamers who wants to contest. There isn't any runouts, no spawn peaks. It's just plain old simple defense in which Team Heat needs to figure out a way. Starting off with the first frag is going to be Sinister in towards Boiler to take out one, and an instant reflag comes in from the Ash, who will now make his way towards the boiler room.
That's right, but the boiler room push is just not enough. We've still got Clog here. And look at that, the C4, the explosion. We just got to witness that in the third person perspective. It's definitely turned out to be a rather explosive finish for the side of the attackers. We've still got Eagle Eyes watching this angle, and here come Clancy. A very calculated shot that's going to be Eagle Eyes taken off the board. They still got a 3 versus 3 re-established and back into effect. The Vector coming into this play. Clancy, he might be able to walk away with the second one in the same angle. Is this the play for him? Mr. Solo awfully close, and so is Clog. But Cypher, oh boy, he knows exactly where the smoke is playing, but he still wins it! The pistol out in hand does not go against the shotgun somehow. And that was quite the shot that came out from him. Clancy still re-engaging on this fight, and here's the Vector pops off in the distance, or rather in that close combat. He's still looking at the Nomad, but no, there's so many angles that he's just going to fall back, relocate, and just reanalyze his position. 20 seconds left. He's still got the push-up coming in from Night Sword. That's calculated as well. But here's Solo. He's gone for the quick peek. Does not get the frag or the down though. Any moment, anything could happen now. Here goes Calculate. He's going to get that double kill for him. A 1 versus 2. The refrag comes right back in. It's a 1v1. That will be for the Nomad to win. And what a play. What a round. So close. The refrag is what got them the victory. Teammate will be the ones to stand up on top of it. And what a performance, and what a nice shot.
Well, a good shot for Team Heat, but now there'll be the one on defense. Let's take a look at the scoreboard here, calculated with total of 10 kills in that round. The man was making a lot of plays, taking out the player in boiler room. In fact, it was most of the time winning that round was very efficient for Team Heat, and they will bring it out in a very good score count, 4-2, winning 4 rounds of attack. And this time in second half, there'll be the one on defense. Starting off the side, it will be on second floor, kids, dorms, and dorms main hall. Now, talking about their operator specs, it will be a bit of a normal a standard pick, as we like to call it. You have the Melusi with the Banshee Endurance, we have Mute with the Jammers to just normally jam some of the drone modes, but also make sure that they won't open up the walls into a second floor kids, and also on the attic. If you did see on Zero's perspective, when they were on defense, they used to bring the Kai, the Electro, which proves to be quite efficient and also effective. Unfortunately, they have decided to not to go for the breach denial, but instead they've decided to halt the aggression by bringing in some trap operators. That's why you do see three operators. You have Melusi, you have Koyo, and also the Smoke. Just to make sure that they do not have any information, you could put Mute Jammer into it, and also the 100% pick operator, the Jaeger, in which Oxidane is playing currently. As you know, if we do see two roamers here, Oxidane in towards big towers, and I believe that is calculated. The Melusi in towards the construction entrance just needs that run out. And also for Team Zero, they need to make sure that they remove those default camps, or else they will be. They need to be careful of those runouts. Calculated, still waiting for that opportunity. He'll just prep the barricades, as Night and Soul will hold his ground in towards the trophy room.
That's right. Holding his own ground is what he's looking at right now. Mr. Solo still on that nomad, and once again, with the role swap into effect, teammate was the one who was able to walk away with the 4-2, and that means that taking advantage on the side of defense is going to be that maximum objective for them to be pushing right now. Clog still expecting somebody to go with the aggression, but Cypher, he's just going to give the side of the attackers the benefit of doubt right now. He's very ecstatic. He's very shaky, and that's what happens to make him so unpredictable. Back on side though, Oxidane, the one holding down the side, the bottom of the attic. That's the hatch that he intends to replenish control out from. Not the best of strategies, honestly, but mostly one of the most smartest outlooks to how you want to deny the attic control for sure. Still got the push-up coming in from Mr. Solo. There you go. Eagle Eyes is finally going to go in with the Maverick Breach that we've been getting to see come out from him. The pre-fires weren't meant for anybody giving cover on the Maverick hole. But right now, there'll be no one, and that means there's no life lost. At least not yet. A minute left. We've got 10 men in the lobby, and the Maverick tricks done successfully as well. Clock still watching that possible flank. And oh boy, this might just be a pick for Finster. He knows exactly where Jaeger is, and the pre-fire comes in, and the headshot connects. It'll be the Ash to take care of. The Ash to take care of the GSG9 operator for now. 50 seconds left. Eagle Eye going in with the donuts of his own. Goyo will be the one who will be right next up for him with this gunfight. He's still got to play this properly and a little more intelligently though. With no cover from downstairs, that is Oxidane taken down. It's a 4 versus 5 that the defense has got to fight against and win as well. It's coming down to these 30 seconds. I don't see the attackers make headway on the side. This might just be a bloodbath that we are not expecting to see. Finster will add up to it. There's going to be the second kill for the attackers to get away with. And oh boy, Team Heat just falling down, crumbling under pressure. Solo adds up to it. Night Solo with their quick refrag, but does that even amount to anything? Yes, it will for now as he gets the double for himself, turning this into a 2 versus 3. The plan is still going down on from Flame Boy. That's going to be from the breach. We've got somebody on the window as well who'll take down one. Or does that come down as a triple for Sinstar? It's all onto my man Clancy, but he's downstairs. He's still attempting to go for this defuse. Or there's no obviously the diffuser is planted. But now it will be, eh? Just a quick take away from that Clancy. With the nomad charge, he's going to fall back. We've still got to make the push-up happen. There's so many things that he's got to worry about. Another nomad charge hits him. That's the air jab that he's got to worry about. Mr. Solo able to find that angle, but not able to get the kill. It'll be Sinster who gets the quad kill. Team Zero on the back of this one Ash, able to walk away with this round. 4K. What a round coming out for this side.
Oh boy. What do I have to talk about this round here, ladies and gentlemen? It looks like we have to go for a pause timer yet again, and yeah, we'll just wait for the teams to come back up. But yeah, talking about that previous round though, in round 7, oh boy, Melusi. I mean, Nomad only had 3 air jabs, and a total of 3 air jabs were used from none other than Melusi. 1 from the stairs, 1 from the trophy room, and then 1 from the bedroom. That was Very unfortunate for Melusi to be in a 1v2 situation, but not to fret, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. Our team is finally back from the round as we proceed to round 8. The site will be on basement, laundry, and supply room. Now, yes, just as I was talking from the previous previous round itself, we did get to see a very good attempt from Calculated to try to deny the planter in towards the default plant. Now, if he did get the second time,
Attackers need
it
to
would have
locate
just
and
went
defuse
in
as
for
many
Team
bombs
Heat
as they can.
immediately, but unfortunately he could not. The vertical line of sight did not favor the side of Melusi, and then in the end we did get to know what the punishment was. But for now, round 8, they decided to go for basement laundry instead of second floor kids dorms. A good change, but will that change come into effect? Talking about the operators, we will see Cypher picking up the Kaid instead of the Mute to make sure that the hatches in towards freezer and the meeting hatch would left
10 seconds remaining.
closed. I don't think, like, yeah, it would be better if you just stay
5
closed. And
seconds to
also
insertion.
the way how defenders have been playing in the side of map Oregon,
Attackers
since
must
Oregon
locate and
is
defuse
heavily
the
a
bomb.
defender sided map, we would they just need to be careful that they do not make those simple mistakes. Just like we did get to see from the previous round, they did not see the repel from the windows of kids. They did not, however, succeeded in winning gunfights. The Romers, they did try their best to stall a lot of time in which they did not succeed, but hopefully they'll be able to fix it out. But looks like Sinister, he's not going to waste any time at all. Just pushed into a shower corridor, takes out one of the default cams and slowly making his way towards the freezer stairs. Oh boy, Sinister needs to be careful though, because there is an angry Melusi in which he will take the life, taking out the Ash, as Calculated will deny the Ash rush in towards the freezer stairs. An early kill from Team Heat, actually an early kill from Calculated, taking down Sinister, as Team Heat now has a man count advantage.
For sure, the man count advantage is exactly what they have for now. That first kill coming out from Calculated was something very important for them, just to be able to bank upon it as well, take that advantage for themselves. Bullet holes coming in, that's just going to be an insurance of peaks that we get to see. Just on a general scale, the melee holes have just become bullet holes, at least for now. No early aggression from the side of the attackers, except for that Ash coming up on the side of the white stairs, though. That's very strange and bizarre. We get to see this aggression come out from the side of the attacker team quite a bit, just not today and just not enough. I still got him watching this. Still got him watching this angle. There you go. Eagle Eye is going to get that top hatch taken care of. Cypher still looking to get or maybe walk away with a possible frag or two. Oxidane. Oh, once again, he's in the fiery pits of hell. He's just going to have to move back from that Goyo shield away as he happens to give that much part of the map control. Just, oh boy, what a shot from Ashrit. As they happens to bring out the SMG-11, shuts down one more of these attackers, but there's one more outside blue bunkers. And is Ashrit expecting it? He is, but he does not win that fight. That's two people trying to take down one, but they get taken down instead. The refrag did come back in from Night Soul, though. That was the Goyo, and now we happen to stare ourselves into 3 versus 2 with Eagle Eyes and Mr. Solo, the only ones left alive. Eagle Eye on top of the hatch, he'll be making his push any moment now. Mr. Solo with the backstage push. That's exactly the kind of support that he's expecting to push onto right now. The defenders know exactly where this is coming in from. Team Heat, good positions to hold on to. I wouldn't really say that this might go down in the outcome in the favor of the defense right now,
Attackers have
because
recovered
anything
their
could happen. A
diffuser.
2 versus 3 is most possibly winnable. As I think about it, Eagle Eye goes down, and this conversion, Cypher just is so scared, happens to throw down a C4 instead. But Night Soul gets a headshot anyway, and you can only understand why the man would want to go for the C4, because you don't want to lose your life away into getting that greediness for just one kill. We'll be taking a quick look at that in the instant replay and heading on to the next round. That's going to be round 9. And that's going to be one round less for Team Heat to get on board to get to match point. 5 to 3 is the scoreline. We're headed to Kids Doms and Doms main hall once again. Let's see what they happen to bring out.
Well, they're back in the site of second floor kids dorm, the same site where Team Zero did successfully win the round in 7. Round 9, it will be a difficult choice for Team Heat to go through, because that's the only side that they'll be able to win their main defense. And talking about it, mean, they
Attackers need to locate
like they
and
have
defuse
both
as
of the
many
teams
bombs as they
need
can.
to be careful, because if they do one little mistake, that would cause them to be in a higher chances of being eliminated in this tournament and try their luck in the next season. And talking about it, that is a huge risk and also a huge opportunity for both these teams. Team Heat, they did not, however, had a good day for the past 3 seasons here. They were in Division 3. Unfortunately, they could not handle the pressure. They were eliminated. Now they're back to try their luck in Season
10
4.
seconds remaining.
And looks like they're having a tough competition against Team Zero.
5
Already
seconds left.
talking about Zero, though, winning 2 defense rounds and winning 1 attack rounds on second floor Kids Dome.
Attackers must
Let's
locate
see
and
if
defuse
Team
the
Heat
bomb.
can defend the same site where Team Zero succeeded in winning this round in the first place. Action phase will proceed. Calculated an interesting placement of the Banshee deterrent in towards second floor Kids, and with it the action phase will proceed. Nadia Strith with the deployable shield in towards second floor Kids Dome will be easily countered by using any breachables. Even Ace's Selma breach charges, even Hibana's X-Kairos pellets is more than enough to use it right from below the deployable shield and remove it itself. Night and Soul with the will be the one holding in towards the master bedroom with the help of the Vulcan shield and also the ADS to deny any particular utilities, whereas the Maverick will continue his job opening up the walls in towards the attic. He has the support from the Ash, whereas Calculated is prepped and ready with the vertical line of sight in which the attackers have just made right now in towards the classroom.
That's right. It's just more than the vertical lines of sight that they have for themselves right now. Team Heat is trying to play this on their front foot. They're trying to pick these fights. They're trying to get that advantage already done and dusted over Team Zero. Because one thing that they know for sure is if Team Zero is given that little room to just able to work with themselves, their own thoughts and their own strategies, they are able to pick up on that quite quickly enough, and they're able to shut down the side of Team Heat just as quickly. So. Well, we're seeing some rotations made happen. The hatch is being opened as well. Oxidane once again in this position. Team Heat very strict with their defensive setup. Does not turn out to be useful once again. We got to see that once again on a very picturesque view of Oxidane getting taken down with Clog coming in on that kill.
Bomb
It
located
was
by
the Ash
attackers.
on the drone giving away that information, and that's exactly where we picked up that
Drop the diffuser.
cam from. But hey, the air jab has put up 2 people in this little mix. Ashrit somehow is able to walk away with it. Wait a minute, Flame Ball actually gets downed in that. Oh boy, Ashrit happened to get him down before he went down. That was
Attackers
very,
recovered the bomb
very
diffuser.
quick of him to do that. Just
Attackers
quick
have
work
dropped
of
the bomb
what he
diffuser.
happened to bring out with. Meanwhile, though, radar since start going down, and
Attackers
it
have recovered
essentially
their
is a
diffuser.
4 versus 4 back into effect. 40 seconds left. The push has got to come in for the side of the attackers, and this has got to work out for them, because if it does not, they're really pretty much prepped for everything that they're expecting out of this round. Smoke canisters go out. Ashrit looking to possibly get this frag with the aggression that he's trying to bring out. But he's very confused with 2 angles that he's got to watch all for himself. The push comes in and it'll be Flame Ball though, who will be able to get that frag. We still got 50 seconds and counting. Oh, Cypher, you're so close. You just had to go for 1 peek, and he does not. Clog wins that fight. Double kill for the man. The Zofia gets the white stairs control done. Calculator is here with a double kill of his own. He's looking to find the third, but not yet. He's very confused, and that's when Clog gets his triple. Does he get the fourth? No, he gets shut down, and that's the clutch people from the Goyo. Night Soul on the clutch. 1 versus 2. Gets the first kill, gets the down, and drops the hatch. That's the way you play it. You beat the timer. You don't even need to beat. Team Zero, match point for Team Heat, and we're headed to round 10.
Well, round 10, 6-3, Team Heat in match point. Looks like they'll be in the difficult site of them all. It's going to be meeting hall / kitchen. Oh boy, it's going to be a difficult one for Team Heat to hold that specific site. But if they do it at the right time, they'll be able to figure out a way to destroy them piece by piece. Not quite sure why I said destroy, because Zero is also the one who's been making some incredible plays too in the previous rounds as well, especially from solo with a very good Nomad air chaps placement right in towards the trophy room entrance, making
need
sure
to
that heavy
locate and
aggressive
defuse
pick
bombs.
would not work out. A very great support play coming in from Mr. Solo, even though most of the time he always makes those important plays, important frags, getting early kills, and also getting those kills is also a must. But unfortunately, it always comes down to that execute moments where Team Heat always strives to win those rounds. They all they need to do is just wait for the attackers to make their move. It's technically a chess game at this moment where Team Heat kept saying checkmate, checkmate for the past 2 to 3 rounds in the second half. And if they do make another checkmate, it's definitely a victory for them. And actually, to be honest, looking at the defender side itself, I actually kind of see that there's a rook pawn right from there itself. But who knows? As we proceed to action phase, let's see if Team Heat can make their good defense in round 10 first floor meeting hall with some late reinforcements being made in towards the attic. 2 players and looks like calculated. Oh boy, he actually went in for a spawn peek towards the windows of attic. Unfortunately, he'll get tagged out by a little bit of damage, maybe 10 HP. Gets shot in the arm, and he will just fall back and wait for the attackers to make their move. It is a very good option. It's best to not go very aggressive, because if they do, the round will instantly go to the favor of Team Zero. Calculator, I think of going for a reinforce right where Zofia was holding the windows of second floor kids. But for now, he's just be lucky and wait for their attackers to make their move. The drones will come in from Zofia, noting down the number of utilities that they place at the specific site. Will be able to find Melusi, as the Zofia will make the line of sight via the impact nades in towards second floor kids main dome, and doesn't see Oxidane in towards second floor dom's main, getting the first kill. Too much aggression from Team Zero is going to cost them one operator, putting it in a 5v4 situation. Eagle Eye still in trophy room. 3 players, surprisingly enough, from Team Heat is holding down towards the second floor kids. The Sinister goes down, unfortunately enough, but Mr. Solo is here to save the day, taking down 1, taking down 2, eliminating Oxidane. But that reload is not going to be a good option here, because one of the players have decided to go for a push in towards the white stairs. Unfortunately, Mr. Solo will survive and slowly make his way towards the attic. Now he needs to be careful. Night Install is still holding the angle. Maverick sees him. He actually gets the shot, gets the confirmation, puts it a 3-4. And just like that, Zero has the control of second floor main kids.
Bomb
You
located
see,
by
just like
attackers.
that did take quite a bit of work and a lot of bloodshed for that matter, Baba. You just look at the stuff that we are getting to see from the side of the attack. It's been on par with what we expect out of them, and here comes another refrag, but that'll be from the side of Team Heat, though. Cypher gets one, Ashrid on the another. Here's one more attacker closing up on them, and look at this, the man is so confused. He still gets that frag. Cypher just flexing on this man. Ace goes down. It's a 1 versus 3 that Sinster has to fight against with only 10 HP remaining. All eyes on him right now. It's this man who's going to give Team Zero another breather, or not for that matter. Diffuser right in the hands of the man as well. He's just going to go for the recovery and try and fall back. But here's Cypher. Just quick word to him. We'll be taking a quick look at that in the instant replay and congratulating Team Heat on getting this victory. Quite interestingly, this was another 7-3 coming out. It did seem of a long match because of the rehost we got to come in between, but hey, it's still a 7-3, still a very defined and a very dominating victory for Team Heat. Just to be able to walk away with one, calculated, a very well-deserved MVP for the man. 14 frags that he's got for himself. I mean, talk about that. 14 frags already. Clancy, I talked about this in the beginning. It's going to be interesting to watch Clancy and Ashrit play, just because they happen to be good friends of mine outside this game. And here you go, watching them play. They played well, 7-3. They'll be all the while more closer to getting that final spot into the Division 3. But hey, that was the second match. First match between Juice Esports and Grid Gaming. We got to see a 7-2 victory. What a dominating performance from Juice Esports. Then the second match was Team Heat versus Team Zero, and it was Team Heat able to walk away with that one. And now a 7-3. What a good match. We'll be taking a quick look at that in the highlights of it and reliving the moments for that matter. Quickly enough, we'll go into that in just a while. But before we happen to go into it, just what we saw from this match was absolutely beautiful. We got to see the fight back attempt from the side of Team Zero. It was not enough, but it was definitely there. Let's not waste any more time and get into the reliving the movements, people. And Baba Gusta, please run us through this one.
Well, where do we begin? Starting off with the first half, it was Zero winning 2 rounds on defense. It had any problems dealing with Heat's style of attack, especially the first round that we get to witness in second floor kids dorms. Huge aggression didn't work out. Zero wins it out, and then they start to have deal some major problems in Team Heat's side of attack. It was methodical. They did went with a standard hold on site in defense, in which it did work once. The main problem for Team Zero was that they kept losing the player holding it towards the boilers to actually thrice in a row in round 2, 3, and 6. Even on the third round, it was basement laundry push where Zero did win one of their sites in basement laundry. It was a 1v1 situation. Melusi just won it out without having any problem. The main man from Team Heat that we do have to give our applaud to is none other than Calculated, the man with a total of 14 kills, plays Zofia on attack, gets those important kills, made sure that the attackers would go for the plan and get those wins. Same thing he did even on defense when he was playing as the Melusi. He made sure that Team Heat would get the chance to win any of those sites. And what a support, what a game that these guys have been giving on to against Team Zero. But talking about Zero though, on defense, yes, they had some problems, but in the end, there were some vital decision making that needs to be fixed. Every single time, they were in a 1v3, 1v2, and a 1v1 situation in which one of them they did win it out, but in the end, they could not. Every single time, it's always a post plan situation from Team Heat when they were on attack, and so did Zero though. And yeah, this was actually the round where Calculated gets caught from 3 Nomad air jabs. It was very unfortunate for him, but still he made his amends by winning second floor kids and first floor meeting hall, the place where Team Heat decided, you know what, let's just play according to the book. Let's not go aggressive. Let's make sure that they'll be able to take the bait and get those kills, and they eventually did that. Cypher using that C4 was a very good vital option because there was one holding into us from the blue bunker, so it was a very good option here. And Cypher, oh boy, this we did get to see Cypher having a bit of a problem in the round 9 itself. And then again, we did get to see Calculator with the MP5 play holding into a second floor kids dorms. A very great attempt from Zero on attack, but unfortunately it wasn't too much. And yeah, this was the last round, round 10, where they defended on first floor meeting. A very excellent hold from both Cypher and Ashrit, especially with the smoke gas canisters to waste a lot of time. That's how I like about supports. The supports would love they always waste their time, they always give information to their teammates, and they always tries to make sure that they'll be able to get the good information and try to convert it into kills. All in all, a best good effort from Team Zero, but unfortunately they have to try their luck in the next season. And good luck to Team Heat, they will be progressing into the next round. But we still have one more match to go, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be Team Fusakin versus Exoholic Esports. The map will be on Oregon. But for now, let's just take a quick break and we'll be right back.
We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart. Cause I know we won't make it out, I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want, let me hear that I'm the only one. You know that we won't make it out, we've heard it all before. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright, so let's move on. 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 We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart. Cause I know we won't make it out, I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want, let me hear that I'm the only one. You know that we won't make it out, we've heard it all before. It's alright. Hey. It's alright. Hey. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright, so let's move on. 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 Alright, so let's move on.
off my mind.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the WD BLACK the Esports Club Pro League for Rainbow Six Siege, supported by Ubisoft. And I'm your host, Foxtrot. Joining me is Babu Gusta, and we are here witnessing the final match on stream today for this amazing qualifiers that we just got started off. It's going to be these two teams able to face off each other, just as we happen to walk away from the first two matches 7-2 and then a 7-3. It does happen to put things into perspective and question what this match is going to bring on board. That put aside, we'll not be wasting any more time, people. Team Fuzakin and Exotic Esports is the match that we'll be witnessing right now. Once again, on the map of Oregon. Let's not waste any more time and get right into it. And Baba, please take the mic.
Yeah, well, starting off with the ban phase, it's going to be Exotic Esports in the ban. And talking about their win, according to their qualifiers phase, as I was talking about, Team Fuzakin taking out Static Tribe 7-4 and Exotic Esports taking out NBZ 7-0. With it, the first ban will come in. It's not going to be much of a surprise at all. Thatcher will be the one who's going to be banned. Very sad indeed, but still they have to go for those bans because Thatcher is considered to be one of the most notorious operators to take out any utilities, even if it is through wall or not. Second, the attacker's ban will be the Montaigne. It shouldn't be much of a standard ban, as well as I would like to call it, the kite ban on defense, because the map is Oregon, and in the end it will be the Melusi. Interestingly, most of the time it should be at least a Mira ban or an operator which has an intel, so like a Valkyrie ban would have been much more worked out, but still they've decided to ban the Melusi, in which they have Mira still available for the defense. So it will be very interesting to see either both of these teams trying to pick out that specific operator. But for now, let's just introduce the rosters on the side of Team Fuzakin. We have Braindead, Destroyer, Flay, Dozan, and
We-
Incinerate.
We do choose to call him Flakes. Yeah, it's almost like Felix, but without the feel. Flakes. Yeah.
I mean, I thought you were going to say Felix Arudu Shellberg, but yeah, I mean, that actually works out. But hey, okay, as we introduce the rosters on the side of Exotic Esports, we have Azarate, Berlin, Makbul, My Ex, and Stark. Oh boy, as we proceed to the first round, the site will be on second floor, kids. Oh boy. Oh boy, that is a lot of new names here that I need to
Bomb located by
understand
attackers.
right over here. But for now, let's just focus in on the match, ladies and gentlemen. The starting off, the site will be on second floor, kids. We have two hard breaches, Incinerate and Flakes. Destroyer with Flix. Destroyer with the Nomad. I mean, obviously you do need a Nomad with those 3 air jabs. I mean, we did get to witness that from match 2, where I believe Zero was the
Attackers are
one
heading out
who
to defuse a bomb.
had a Nomad being brought in on second floor, kids. But here you go, ladies and gentlemen. Action phase will proceed from the attackers of Team Fuzakin. As the team is now starting to, enter in towards the big tower stairs. The defenders have already prepped up their defenses, the trouble shields, the Vulcan shields, and also a numerous amount of C4s that has prepped and ready for them. So does Makbul, though, using the Alibi's Prisma's hologram. Not sure where that location is, but we'll see what's going to happen. The Ace Summer Breach charges being used to open up the second floor, kids, whereas Flakes, interestingly enough, is going to use the Excaros pellets to try to take out a particular a utility. I believe that should be the Mute Jammer. There you go. The Mute Jammers has been successfully destroyed, and Flakes will use the from the Excaros pellets to make an entryway towards the attic. Two attackers already made their way towards the roof, and so does Dawzan in towards the armory window. They're just making their way in towards the side. They do need to be careful of the heavy resistance of those deployable shield. So let's see how well Team Fuzakin has figured out a way to counter these strategies.
Looking forward to see, looking forward to expect some same stuff from Team Fuzakin as well. How are you looking to see make them come out with those counters? And honestly, just off of the recent conversation I had with Team Fuzakin, I do happen to go back to their server before this league happened to start off, and something we just happened to exchange. And obviously not with this roster, but hey, it's a very good team. It's definitely come out to grow in this time that they've gotten for themselves. I cannot say the same for Exotic, not just because I don't know much
Attackers
about
have
them.
dropped the bomb
Honestly, if you
diffuser.
happen to talk about them, everybody here is. Everybody here is most
Attackers have
definitely
recovered their
just
diffuser.
above just a little too prepared for what we're expecting out of this. Hazard, though, he's going to be on a very difficult spot. That's going to be the alibi hologram that he just happens to take. Oh, ho, 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 what a shot from start. He's going to get brain dead, taken out, done and dusted off for that rappel. I didn't see that coming, and
Attackers have
I'm
located
sure
the
neither
bomb.
did he. Destroyer trying to place down the nomad charges is still looking to make this push. Flakes is the one inside the side of Batik, and that means he's got to watch out for that angle. But here's the peak that we just happened to talk about. Azurate will be able to get that frag for himself with the smoke acting up for his team. And Serenade gets another one. That's going to be the refrag though. Makbul goes down. Another plan is being stuck with only 10 seconds
10
left.
seconds remaining.
It's got to come down to this very interesting situation. The plan did go down, but look at this. Look at this easy peasy take. This was such a clumsy round for the side of Team Zakin. Just not what I was expecting out of them. And Exotic
Defender
Esports
mission
played
successful.
this to perfection. What a round one. What a retake. What kills I got to see from them. It was just bodies dropping after one another. Very bad play from the attackers. I've got to say that. Fuzekin was all over the map, just dropping bodies, no refrag. That was that. We'll be headed to round two. Laundry and supply room is going to be the side. Let's see what comes out of it.
Well, with Exotic Esports winning their first round of defense in second floor kills, they will now proceed to go towards basement laundry. 3 kills to Azerate. Very clean kills with the shotgun, guns blazing. He did use the smoke gas canisters to even make sure that they did not go for the push, but a very well attempt from the ace, planting the diffuser, putting it in a post plan situation. Unfortunately, they didn't had enough amount of man count, and with it,
Defenders,
Exotic will
protect your
win their
bombs from
first
being
defense
defused by
round. Now,
attackers.
second, basement laundry will be a difficult side though, because the attacker's main focus will be to try to eliminate the player holding in towards boiler. It's a very huge choke point for the attackers to get that control. If they get the control in the hands of the attackers here, it's they just have to mainly focus towards on supply room and laundry room. But yeah, the only thing that they have to worry about is that they need to get the control on boiler room as soon as possible. If they take a lot of time towards on boiler and have only 15
10
seconds to
seconds
get
left
towards the
before
site,
insertion.
that's where the defenders will have a higher chance of winning that round. With it, the prep phase will be
Attackers
up,
must locate
and whether
and defuse the
the
bomb.
attackers will spawn in towards the respective places, maybe in towards the the construction site, where they will slowly make their way in towards the blue bunker. Now we only see one deployable shield in towards blue. We don't see any another deployable shield being placed towards the entrance of boiler room. Interesting placements of Vulcan shields towards the laundry room, which would give good line of sight to both towards the freezer as well as the basement laundry stairs. Will it work out though? There's a lot of utility denials in towards the blue bunker. So yeah, right towards the blue bunker, you have the Wumai's magnets, you have the Jaeger's ADSs, which would give a higher control in towards blue. Now the attackers need to figure out some other way, and I believe they're doing it right about now, getting the control on meeting, opening up the hatches in towards the meeting room, and make their way in towards electric, or maybe push in towards the basement laundry stairs, where they will be met with 2 angry Vulcan shields with a Goyo on it. With it, 1 minute will pass, where the attackers are slowly making their way to opening up those hatches. The drone works will give vital information saying that the entire 5 players is still in towards the basement side, so they don't have to worry about second or first floor either. Excaros spell is being used to open up the hatches in towards electric, and the round is just slowly underway for their attackers to make their move, and they need to make a move fast.
They definitely need to make the move fast right now. Round two is come on to that rusty start, but that's good for Exotic Esports. I mean, they're able to take off time from the side of Team Fizakin. It's mostly a win-win for them. Let's see what the timer has to say as we happen to go ahead slowly enough. Berlin is still holding down to this area. You've not got any push-up happening on the side of Blue Bunker as well, so it makes a whole lot of sense why he's trying to just hold on to there right now. Brain dead, going for this long peek. He might as well be able to find someone now. Dawson will be the one in that. A little complimenting angle for the Sophia. I'm not sure yet. They still got to go for that peek. Goyo still held up all towards the side of the fire. Still not intending to go for that push. We've got Exotic doing this time and again, just able to play with patience, just able to put this a little slower and a little steady. Goyo still watching that angle. We won't be seeing that kill come out anytime soon. Or will that? Dawson will be the first one to get the frag. That Bolin taken off the board. We saw it near Blue Monkas. And this is the push-up you're expecting. Ace will get the second frag. That's going to be the Goyo taken off. Flakes adds up to it. And this is a shutdown. It's a cleanup. Makbul goes down. Where is Exotic Esports? They're falling down. They're crumbling. And they have fallen. Team Fuzakin will be able to walk away with a flawless round. With the second round on board like this, just what a statement and what an impact that happened to bring out and carry on throughout this. We saw this repetition happen in the last match as well. When you happen to see the first defensive team go on Kid's bedroom, win that well, you come back onto Laundry, just not the best of positions to be able to perform on. 1-1 is going to be the scoreline. Let's see what round 3 happens to offer.
Well, round 3, Team Fuzakin winning that attack round without dealing any problems with the time. Exotic Esports needs to be careful this time because this site is basement laundry yet again. We don't see any different when it comes to operator picks because it's still the same from both the teams. The only thing is that they do have to require a particular roamer to try to contest the place in towards meeting or at basement
Attackers need to
laundry
locate and defuse
stairs.
bombs.
Maybe on towards the hatch. Will work out though. Losing time is what it needs for defenders to make their play, but also getting an early kill is also what requires for Exotic Esports to have the higher chances of winning. Same thing goes to Pizakin though. Eliminating one defender gives the higher chances of getting towards the side way much more faster without wasting a lot of time. But still, it's all up to the decisions. It's all up to the strategies that both these teams use and execute it. It's going to be difficult though, but we're about to
10
see it.
seconds left before
For now, they're
insertion.
just waiting for prep phase to come to an end. The simple placements
5
of
seconds
Goyo's
left.
Vulcan shields. I do have to appreciate Goyo's Vulcan shielding towards freezer and basement
Attackers
laundry
must
stairs.
locate and defuse
Unfortunately,
the
the
bomb.
push was in towards boilers and the site was on supply room. Unfortunately, now Zan is going to leave the match, which would put Fuzakin in a 4v5 situation. Very unfortunate for them, but they still have a total of 2 hard breaches. The Hibana as well as the Ace with the diffuser on hand, and so does the Nomad with a total of 3 air jabs. Now action phase will proceed. One of the defenders will hold in towards boiler, and Makbul with the AUG in hand. I believe he's just pinging something, not quite sure what it is. Maybe he's telling his teammates to reinforce a particular wall. But maybe it's actually asking to place a reinforcement. There you go. The reinforcements being placed in towards the boiler just to make sure that he wouldn't get wall banged in towards the supply room. So with it, the attackers will slowly drone their way out. I just like how Fuzakin operates. First, they always try to gain control of second floor, first floor, and then head in towards the basement. Now this is very effective if they have a roamer on the side of defense. It actually works out in Cafe do CFC when the site was on first floor kitchen, but since the map is on Oregon, they just need to make sure that they wouldn't take any risk, so they just started going into work second floor and first floor. But just keep that in mind, they're going to lose a lot of time here. With a minute and 40 seconds left, they need to figure out to just get into the site, and five angry defenders holding into worst basement laundry and supply room, with the Hibana already making her way to opening up the hatches on both basement laundry hatch, meeting hatch, as well as freezer hatch. They will now make their way in towards freezer, basement laundry stairs, and maybe in towards the big tower stairs.
Looking to make that push towards the side of big towers is what we are expecting. Stark, they're still looking at that angle. You got Makbul on the same angle as well, and very dedicatedly so. Quite interesting setup once again from Exotic Esports. They've got the push-up happening from Zofia right now, and she's going to win that fight. She saw that on the drone work. Even this is exactly what happened to talk about. It's not about the strategy you're bringing out. It's about the adaptation mid-round. The side of the attack expected that happen, but they were not expecting this, and they were not expecting this one either. Quick refract from both the sides leaves us in a 3 versus 3 with one man disconnected from the side of Fuzakin. Destroyer making the push happen, but it'll be the smoke canister that's spotting him, or rather stopping him. Incinerate has made his way inside, awfully
Attackers
close.
have
Makbul
located
gets
a
a frag
bomb.
onto Flaix. There's going to be the
Attackers
takeaway
dropped
for
the
the Ace,
diffuser.
but no, he does not win it. That's the diffuser drop, and that's along with the smoke. A 1 versus 3 for Destroyer to
15
fight
seconds
against,
remaining.
and there's just not enough time left. 10 seconds and counting down.
seconds
Destroyer there's nothing he'll be able to do after this, that's for sure. Rio's request is already coming from Fuzakin with that disconnect coming in, but hey, it's just the cleanup. It's just that insult to injury on this. Exotic Esports walk away with round 3 for themselves. It's a 2-1 scoreline, and hey, that's a nice scoreline to start off with.
I mean, a very good start here for Exotic Esports, 2-1, winning 2 rounds of defense in both second floor kids and basement laundry. Unfortunately, we have to go for a tactical pause here because one of the players on the side of Team Fuzakin has unfortunately went for a disconnect. So we just have to wait for him to reconnect back and resume the match. Round 4, 2-1. The site will be on second floor kids Dom's main stairs. Also, if you do try to look at it in the first round where they did hold up in second floor kids, Fuzakin had a lot of problems dealing with in the first place, especially the way how defensive Exotic Esports were. They did open up the walls both on towards attic as well as on second floor kids. The only problem is they are losing a lot of gunfights. If they win a lot of gunfights, it would work out well, in which they did succeed in round 2, Fuzakin, especially on towards basement laundry. Unfortunately, in round 3 it would have went in the favor of Team Fuzakin. Unfortunately, it was a 4v5 situation due to one player being disconnected. They even went for a thorough search into a second floor, first floor, and then head in towards the basement. Now, talking about it, yes, just as I was talking from the previous round itself, it is very effective if the site is on cafe, because the site being on first floor kitchen, there is a higher chances where the players might be in towards second floor mining, reading, or at pillars, who knows, maybe into a second floor cocktail lounge. That's the reason why you would go for a thorough sweep from third floor to second floor. I'm actually talking about Cafe Dostoevsky though, not on map Oregon. But going for Oregon, it is a little bit of a smaller map than Cafe, because if you do see Cafe, it has a higher wide range of opportunities for the defenders to be in a different position. So doing the same strategy in Cafe, used it on Oregon, yes, it is effective, but you're going to waste a lot of time, so you need to be careful. And since the entire team of Exotic Esports have been defending in basement for the entire round, it would have been better to understand on what kind of hole that they're going in. They've been going for a total hole like twice in a row. It did not succeed once, but it did succeed the second. But for now, it's going to be second for Kids Dom yet again, and the attackers need to understand that they're going for a turtle hold and get their main focus in towards the site. With that, our final player on the side of Team Fuzakin has finally entered into the lobby, and we are finally going to resume the match back, ladies and gentlemen. Round 4 will commence. Second floor Kids Dom. Dom's main hall will be the site. The round will commence.
That's right, the round will be underway indeed, and quite the hold up though. Once again, apologies for that, but here we are resuming with the action. So round 4 is underway. We've got Kids Doms once again being the side. It'll be something that the defense is looking to make conversions out of.
Attackers need to
It'll be
locate
something
and
that they'll
defuse
be
as
looking
many
to
bombs
push
as
that
they
2-1 into a possible 3-1. Good defensive rounds. You just happen to speak about Kids Doms just in general. Even coming back to this match itself, it's been a strike that has turned out to be rather rewarding for the side of Exotic Esports, and they'll look to take more advantage of it. Let's see what we'll be getting out of it though.
Well, with round 4 on the way, it will be a very difficult situation here for Fuzakin, though, since they lost 2 rounds, where it's more technically like if one round it was Exotic Esports winning, and now in round 2 Basement Laundry it was Fuzakin winning that round. So it's almost like a back and forth wins coming in from both these teams. So it will be very difficult to understand what the situation is going on, but I can do see that there is a higher chances for a equalizer coming in from the first half, and then the final decision would come in from the second half to see whether Team Fuzakin is extremely powerful on defense, or is it going to be the same repeat in the first half? We're about to find out for now. The hard breach will come in towards second floor kids, and also the hard breach should happen in towards attic as well. You still have flakes with the Mavericks breaching torches to make lines of sight, actually an entryway towards the attic. And already I believe it was the Ace Summer Breach has already made a line of sight, aka the entryway towards the kids too. The only problem is there is only one player holding that angle, whereas the Sophia is trying to repel in towards the roof. Maybe one player repelling in towards the connector might do the trick, because they'll be able to at least eliminate one or two attackers in, sorry, one or two defenders in towards the attic. Now Incinerate, will he be able to go for those drone works? But just needs to be careful around here. I believe Team Fuzaken has understood the logic of Exolic's defense, so they're not wasting any time. They're just pushing towards the site, taking out the utilities, slowly making their way with the number of utilities that they've had, and they'll make their way towards the site. Although one of the Selma breaches will get caught off from the mute jammers, which has been placed towards the attic wall and towards the trophy. So they need to figure out a way to take out that mute jammers, in which the nade will come in. Looks luckily enough, he'll actually be able to get a kill from that. Taking out Azerate, a lucky nade. The smoke goes down with 3 smoke gas canisters, and with it, the mute jammers will succeed, making yet another line of sight. The nade will come in. My ex needs to be careful with that angle in towards the attic, whereas Destroyer is also holding that same angle. But here comes yet another push in towards the breached wall, where Ace is holding. Incinerate takes out my ex, which leads to a 5v3 situation.
5v3, but it's something that Forsaken is looking to so directly get for themselves. And there you go, a kill comes in. Berlin able to walk away with that headshot. That's going to be the first of many that they're looking to find. But is that or is that not? Exotic Esports, they look a little shaky as to what we're expecting out of them right now. They're literally clinging onto their life, able to get this round up or through this round. Incinerate going for the plan. Berlin gets a double kill. That's going to be the Jaeger once again. Coming with that. Hey, wait a minute. What was that? Berlin getting a headshot onto his own teammate, and what? That was so weird to look at. That was really very weird. Just the way you happen to see the alibi losing her head, with Berlin being so ecstatic and just so overly enthusiastic about his plays. Those 2 kills and the third one connecting onto his teammate's headshot. Man, that was a little sad moment for Exotic Esports. Will be headed to round 5 with an equalized scoreline, but honestly, it's Exotic are the ones who do happen to be a little shaky right now. If you're not able to get the rounds done and dusted on kids' doms with plays like that, it really wouldn't matter when your opponents happen to be on the side of defense. Fuzakin, they'll be able to take so much more advantage when they happen to be on the second half, and which is only 2 rounds away. 2 rounds away, and we'll be into the second half. And I think Fuzakin is looking to secure that victory a little more focused and a little more goalie oriented. Team
Attackers need to
between these
locate
two
and
is
defuse
definitely
bombs.
Team Fuzakin. I don't see Exotic Esports putting in that kind of a common objective that they have for themselves right now. It's come out to be a very clumsy defensive round. Hopefully, I'll see them fix that coming into this round as the action phase, or rather the prep phase, will be underway.
Well, a prep phase for both these teams. They still have 2 more rounds to go, especially for Exotic Esports in the first half. 2-2 is the score line, favoring to no one, and Fuzakin might have the upper hand in towards the site, because the
seconds
same
remaining.
site, because it's the same site here, second floor kids, where they did not, however, succeed
5 seconds to go.
defending in round 4. They will now try to defend again in round 5.
Attacker's
Maybe
objective is
some
to locate a
changes in
bomb and defuse
operators do I see? I believe it is Makbul with the alibis, Prisma's holograms. Interesting enough, we have no idea. Actually, there isn't any change of operators, so I do have to apologize for that. Because in the previous round, I actually did get to see the infamous, Berlin accidentally TKing Makbul. So it was a very unfortunate one, but hopefully they'll be able to amend their mistakes in the prep phase in round 5. Action phase will proceed with Azerate making his final reinforcements as the attackers make their way in towards the site. Now, the only change that you do see from the attacks is just that Brain Dead, instead of going in towards Trophy Room, he will now hold the flanks in towards the White Stairs window. Now, we actually did get to see him right outside, but we do see Ash using the breach charges to try to take out a particular mute jammer in towards the kids. And here the Ace will succeed opening up the walls. Pretty simple as that. We don't see any resistance coming in to take out those walls from defenders. So Exotic Esports will play time here. They're not going to go aggressive. They're just going to go aggressive when the attackers are nearby towards the side. The second will succeed. Maverick is prepping a nade. Will it connect? Will it down one? No, it does not. Interesting enough, the nade doesn't catches with the ADS because it was unfortunately out of range. Looks like my ex needs to be careful in towards the big tower stairs. Looks like a lot of damage is being dealt over here. They decide to just fall back for now. Oh boy, that wall bang from Brain Dead is going to catch out my ex out of nowhere. An instant frag there from Team Fuzakin that would give it in a 5v4 situation here. Still in towards the attic, that would give them an instant access from that particular position. And they'll slowly make their way towards Dom's main hall, but they need to be prepared for the worst. You still see Destroyer almost making their way in towards the main stairs. Actually, from the main stairs in towards the trophy. And now here comes the execute from Team Fuzaka.
The execute is exactly what has got to connect. Fuzakin is able to do that good so far. And like I talked about it, man, Fuzakin is so much more goal driven. I'm getting to see all 5 of these players able to come out to this one common objective. It shows in their gameplay. It shows very much. It's Exotic Esports who happen to be a little shaky with what they're trying to achieve. But right now, it's going to be the shotgun play from the smoke as he happened to make his way from the side of White Stairs. Flakes gets on another frag, and there you go. He's going to spot the last one as well and get him. This was possibly a very this was a very easy round for Team Fuzakin, just because what I'm getting to see from the side of the defense is just a very standard ranked play. Exotic Esports is really not putting anything other than that out of it. It's coming down to a close match. It's not essentially because we're getting to see both these teams come out to play something different from what we expect in a competitive game. That's not been the case. Both of them a little under par of what we get to see, even in the qualifiers for that matter, because Oregon happens to be a map that has been played so much, and doing things fundamentally wrong on that just happens to show the kind of prep that has gone into this game or gone into the team. So with that being said, we'll be headed to round 6. That's going to be the last round before the role swap, and that also happens to put things into perspective. I'm still going to be sticking with my statement that Team Fuzakin is looking so much more stronger. They'll be the ones who will be able to walk away with a rather better advantage, if not into the second half, because just as we happen to look about it, there you go. Stark is going to lose a lot of HP in that possible impact trick that he happened to come up, impact hole that he wanted to make. And this is exactly what I'm talking about, right? It's these little mistakes that might just bite Exotic Esports in the back.
Oh boy, already Stark, very less HP. He needs to be careful when when engaging in a gunfight. Action phase will proceed for Team Exotic Esports. The site will be on basement, laundry, and supply room. Azeret, I think Azeret needs to be careful around here because he's reinforcing at the wrong time in the action phase itself. It would have been better if he's reinforcing towards the electric room because it's safer to do it that way. But for now, he'll be safe. Successfully reinforcing the wall, and he'll just fall back where the deployable shield is. Now, with it, the attackers, surprisingly, they will not spawn in towards the construction. They will spawn in towards the street spawn, and they'll slowly make their way in towards the main entrance, maybe go in towards meeting room to open up the hatches, and then slowly head in towards the site. Although, talking about the defenders, though, it's just simple hold again from Exotic. No roamers, no runouts, no aggressive peaks. It's just deployable shield, denials of utilities, and denials of intel, in which you do see Stark playing as the Maestro with the Alda, 2 important Evil Eye camps, which not only just gives information, but also denial of plant. A very important and a devastating utility if used by the proper player, and looks like Stark might be that one player. For now, the attackers are slowly making their way in towards the classroom. That would be the Ace, whereas Hibana aka Flayx, will open up the hatches of the meeting. Destroyer will be able to give some good cover, and Azerite Burnin is still waiting for the push in towards blue, but hopefully the information should come in, knowing that a total of 3 hatches has been opened in towards freezer meeting, and the last one should be towards at the basement laundry stairs. Now with it, they need to be careful that the push has a higher chance of the push should be in towards freezer and basement laundry stairs, but there is one player who will be in big towers just to make sure he'll be able to get that early kill in towards boiler room. That's where Berlin was playing at that moment, but he will now instantly change his place, in which the attackers needs to be careful, but Berlin actually knows that there is one in big tower. Meanwhile, Makbul will get his first frag, taking out Brain Dead. The flashbangs will come in to blind any particular player watching that angle. Another, but for now it's just going to be of no avail. But my X is going to take out one more. Tauzan gonna go down, but Destroy is here to take out Berlin in towards the boiler room, but he needs to be careful of the Harry Potter squad in towards the big towers. The push comes in from Fayex. Looks like he's going to be able to take down Makbul. Doesn't have the information quite yet. My X needs to be careful in towards the laundry room, whereas one player goes down, but you still have My X taking out Hibana in towards the freezer. Can My X get another one? No, it's going to be Stark with the Alda taking out Incinerate. It all goes down to Destroyer in a 1v4. He's going to get absolutely destroyed from Stark. Zixolic Esports will be the one winning round 6 on defense. And looks like they'll be able to equalize the round count here, ladies and gentlemen. 3-3 as we proceed to the second half, round 7. And let's see who's going to be in the lead. Is it going to be Exotic Esports on attack, or is it going to be Fuzakin on defense? Let's find out. The site will be on second floor Kids Doms and Doms Main Hall.
Well, first things first, I want to point out that both of these teams somehow happen to have very bizarre sets of positioning in the entirety of the match. Both the sides. It's really very, very different that you come out to qualifiers, and even with these teams, it's always something new. It's definitely something I'm looking forward to see something new on a map, right? Most definitely. We talked about this quite a bit before as well, Baba. That it's good to see creativity, it's good to see innovation, but the innovation I've gotten to see from these two teams is just putting them on a very, very huge gamble. I say gamble because it's been both of these teams taking up the mantle of not performing well one by one. It's not been that the other is able to outperform the former. That's not the case. It's been them just not able to cross that gap. And like I said, just not on par performances from what you usually expect coming into this. But that's just that. Right now, it's Fuzakin looking a little more better, just a little more, I say, than Exotic Esports. I know that the scorelines are equalized to 3-3. We are headed on to round 7. It's the second half, and that can only mean one thing. It means that Fuzakin is looking to secure and just build up that aggression, that 3-3 into a possible 7-3. That's what you'd want to do if you're the ones on defense right now, and that's exactly what I'm seeing, if they'll be able to pull off or not. And so far, both of these teams have come out with rather very weird positioning, honestly. It just does not make sense when you come down to such a huge level of competitive siege. Positioning, movement, all of that stuff becomes so much more important. Destroy, trying to find an early frag. He's just going to give away position. That means there's going to be a Rappler he has to take care of, fight against right now. Stark holding up on that. I don't think it's the best of fight for the Hibana to be taking. With the Heart Breacher being lost so early, it's going to be something that they'll have to work against and around with. Stark still looking to employ this fight and re-engage on it. Oh, he's going for it. There's Zofia right beside him. Could be the better one to pick this fight. It most definitely will be very devastating if he does happen to lose his life, and which he will. And there you go. One of your Heart Breaches already taken off the board. You still have a Zarate with your ace being put on board. You have got My X as well, who's on the Maverick. So it can make sense why the side of the attack just wanted to take it a little more casual. But hey, losing a life is nothing casual out here. A 4 versus 5 you'll have to fight against, and that just puts you up in a very difficult spot. Minute and 20 remaining. Let's see what happens.
Already with Amanda's advantage, Stark losing that gunfight in towards the Armory Locker's window. They will, however, succeed opening up the walls, and looks like Brain Dead with the SMG-11 claims the life of Berlin. A very important kill as well, yet again making it a 5v3 situation here. Makbul needs to be careful as well. He's been dealt with some major damage. Destroyer is still contesting the armory window here. If he gets one more, looks like he won't be able to. The Ace will be able to claim the life of Destroyer, giving them the access in towards the armory. The SMG-12 tried to contest in towards the attic. Unfortunately, will be able to deal some major damage, but MyX will still be alive. PlayX sees the Ace, doesn't get the shot. Is going to be incinerated with the SMG, taking out MyX as we lead to the 35-second mark. 4v2. Makbul sees one, gladly takes one, taking out Daozan. But in the end, they still need to worry about the attic. Flake slowly pushing in towards the armory. Ace needs to be careful. If he doesn't, gets one shot as it all goes down to Makbul in a 1v3 situation here. She needs to find a total of 2 SAS operators and 1 Wamai. He needs to be careful. She needs to take out the Legion Boom Mines, or else she'll be able to take a total of 5 damage per second. Looks like
5
Makbul,
seconds left.
unfortunately, he's just going to stay, and whether the time turns down to 0, and whether Team Fuzakin will be the
Operators, you have
one
run out of
winning
time.
defense in round 7, second floor kids. Round 8 will commence. For a moment there, I just kind of starstruck, because at the end I saw the Ace Selma breach charges opening up. I kind of realized what exactly happened, and then afterwards I realized that yeah, this the defender, aka the mute, disabled the mute jammer, in which led the Ace Selma breach charges to open on second floor kids. But sometimes I hallucinate, I just cannot control it. But anyways, let's just head on into round 8. Spacement, laundry, and supply room will be the site. The 6th pick from Flakes as he shifted from the Ella to the Goyo.
Well, that's right. The 6 picks will come in. But hey, guess what? Like I said, we're getting to see Fazak able to take a better advantage on the side of the defense into this match. And that can
Attackers
only
need to
mean one thing.
locate and
It's
defuse
going to come
bombs.
down to Exotic Esports trying to put out a better performance than what they have so far. They've definitely been putting up a good fight against Team Fuzakin, but it's just not enough. Fuzakin having that little, I say little, edge over them has definitely helped them over the while. The side this time around is going to be laundry, and we're going to see already all of the setup come out from the side of the defense. Flakes is running with the Goyo, and Zenerate is going to be on the mute. And like you happened to talk about this, Baba Gusta, just before you handed the mic over to me, we've gotten to see the use of mute come out very intelligently done. So most definitely something went a little wrong in the last round for them. But hey, you come down to that information denial like that, you want to make sure you're able to get those kills in as well. And that's something I think Fuzakin did really well. Fuzakin does happen to be one of those teams that they're able to take advantage of the situation mid-round, adapt to it quickly enough, make quick decisions. That's what helps a team towards in the long run, at least, when you happen to think about it. Incinerate, like I said, all of those new jammers well and placed. We've got Azerate. Meanwhile, he's going to make his play from the side of the small tower. That is, got some drone works coming in. Makbul as well. The Maverick, though, that's going to be an interesting take. We're getting to see that T3 is going to be once again taken control of from these hard breaches and whatnot, but that's not exactly necessary. Not because the site is. Because the site does happen to be on the side of on the bottom of this map. But hey, quite the mistake that the side of the attackers did pay for. Maverick will get taken down. The site does happen to be laundry, so taking tower control does not really be the best of positions to be your entry points into the map. Honestly, just not the best place for insertion. It's very well punished. Dowson made sure that. The side of the attack know exactly what they're not supposed to do. But hey, that's going to be another note for you guys to take down, whoever's watching this. We got Stark looking at that Jackal scan that he just got through the wall, but right now it's nothing he'll be able to make conversions out of. They still got a minute and 20 remaining. For Zakin is looking very comfortable on side because they've had no challenges so far, no pushes happening onto them. Azerate is just going to come out with his Claymore. That's just some insurance for the man as he happens to go on his drone, get some more information before he happens to pull up and make this push happen.
Well,
Everybody
with the
on
attack,
the side of attackers, excuse me there. I just happened to realize I was Actually, you know what? Baba
Located by
Gusta, please
attackers.
take it away.
Well, sorry about that. Anyways, as we proceed to the attackers, they're slowly making their way in towards the boiler room. Azerate, unfortunately, is taking a lot of time. Now, Zan knows this. He's still holding in boilers. He just needs to be careful of the angle towards the big tower stairs. A lot of tension broiling in between Exolic Esports. They did succeed at opening up the hatches as Berlin slowly making his way towards the boiler. Sees the head of the Jaeger and he'll gladly take it, getting the control in towards boiler. But that was the first frag. He needs to find 4 more. The total of 20 seconds left. Team Fuzakin just needs to wait for them to make a play as rate. In the meanwhile, let's Flayex. And a lot of pressure is brewing in towards Fuzakin, making it a 2v4 situation. The push will come in. The plant has to go into the shotgun. He's here to claim the life of 2 kills. Instead, it gets 2 more as it all goes down to a 1v2 situation. He has a diffuser in hand. He needs to wait it out. And there you have it. Fuzakin again winning round 8 on defense basement laundry. As we take a look at it in the instant replay, we will proceed to round 9. Team Fuzakin in a very sticky situation, but in the end, it was Incinerate. The man getting those 2 kills with the shotgun was what it needs to win the round in round 8. With that, round 9 will proceed, putting a round count to 5-3, where the site will be on first floor, a meeting hall and kitchen. Now, since knowing that meeting hall will be a difficult site for them, it's I- it will be difficult, but who knows, maybe getting that one more win on defense might be able to give Fuzakin the lead that they
Defenders,
need.
protect your bombs from being
Currently they're
defused
in
by
5 to
attackers.
3. They need 2 more rounds to seal the deal against Exolic Esports. But talking about that previous round where Exolic Esports were on attack, you get to see how ferocious they were in getting those kills, trying to go for the plant on default. Unfortunately, not getting the control on Freezer
Attackers have
was the
discovered
reason
the
why
location
Exolic
of a bomb.
Esports lost on that attack. Would have been better if they get the control on Freezer right away, try to eliminate players in towards the Freezer hallway too, but they could not make it happen. With it, round 9 will proceed. 5-3 is the scoreline.
seconds left
And
before
let's see if Fuzakin will get one more win on defense or if Exolic will get one more win on attack.
That's right. That's exactly what we're here to find out. Fuzakin looking to get that match point for themselves. 5-3, looking to make it 6-3. Most definitely, it's going to be Fuzakin coming up with what a beautiful round that was. The last round, you happen to think about it, beating the timer twice into the second half. That's Fuzakin for you. Already able to come up with such a good round, such good 2 rounds. Exolic Esports really must be feeling the deficit of the moral situation right now. Dawson, he's got the castle play coming in. He's going to be holding down on the top floor. We've not got anybody else adding up to it. Destroyer will be along with him adding up to that roam play. I just happened to talk about it. Never mind. And then take a look at him. Flakes is here joining them as well. So it's essentially a picnic party for the boys up top. 3 men just holding down the entirety of the top floor. Just trying to drain off some time of the attack. That's for sure going to be their first priority. Right now, there's soft walls that they've got to be scared of for. And more importantly, there's going to be these attackers that they've got to account for. Destroyer holding down this angle that he's got in the side of Armory. The push-up is in from the side of Zofia. Dawson watching his cross angle coming in from the side of the attack. There's so much happening between these two teams right now that I just cannot put out words for it. They still got the Jackal coming up with the gun, fighting onto the side of main stage. Destroyer though, he'll be trying to make sure he gets this fragger. No, he's going to be the first one to fall. A pre-fire is all that was needed, and Stark caught that right on time. 4 versus 5, still looking at the push-up from the minute and 20 remaining. Stark is just going to watch if there's any possible refract situation. Meanwhile, the side of the defense is slowly starting to abandon ship, and just fall back. Try and play this from the side. Try and play this on their own front foot. 60 seconds remaining. Let's see what Fuzakin is able to make out of this round, or rather, let's see what Exolic Esports has to say about it.
Well, the push will come in from the Jackal into a second floor case, but need to be careful. First floor meeting range, and with SMG-11 sees one, doesn't get the confirmation just yet. He will whips out the pistol here. Berlin needs to reload his primary weapon, but Brain Dead is prepped and ready. He's just waiting for it. No, he's not looking. He's looking at the wrong way. Berlin, he might be able to see the angle of where exactly smoke is. but he will survive for now. Again, with the pre-fire, misses the opportunity, but it's going to be PlayX winning yet another gunfight towards Stark, and Brain Dead with the SMG-11 yet again to take out Berlin 2, which would make it in a 4v3 situation. Exolic, even with the man-count advantage, they could not, however, get towards the side. Azaret, a beautiful shot in towards the hatch, will be able to take out Brain Dead, but they are losing a lot of time. Max will be able to get one, taking out Tao Zan, as Makbul has the control in towards meeting. Max gets a double kill, taking out Incinerate 2, as it all goes down to Flakes in a 1v3 situation, and with it, the post-plan situation will come in. He'll be able to take out Max, but at what cost? He doesn't have HP. He needs to find two players. There is the castle armor panel, which would give in the favor of the attackers. Flakes needs to be careful. He doesn't have intel. He knows where exactly the diffuser is. The gunshot will be able to compromise his location. He doesn't have to worry about it. He'll be able to take out the armor panel, which would give away his location. He needs a total of 7 seconds to go for that defuse. Unfortunately, he is running out of time. And with the attackers being also very impatient, they will now try to find the defenders, especially Makul, who knows they will arrive from the rotate, and it's going to be Azraid getting the kill. Exolic Esports winning round 9 on a tag force floor meeting. And they will be the one to try to make amends here. With Exolic Esports, they did made a huge mistakes right from the mid round itself, but able to recover that round, all thanks to the Twitch holding towards the from the hatch of the attic, getting 1 and 2 kills, going for the plant, and then immediately get the win. Now the score count will be 5-4, ladies and gentlemen. Round 10 will commence. Second floor kids will be the site yet again.
There you go, a breather for Exolic Esports. Just able to come off against it. Just able to stay in there, stay in the fight for now. 5-4 is going to be the scoreline. I was expecting to see match point getting taken by Fuzakin, but looks like there's a little more to that than just what we see with our very own eyes. 5-4 is indeed the scoreline. We'll be headed to the next round. That's round 10, and once again, it's going to be the top floor. That is the side kids doms that is coming out from this. Let's see what they happen to bring and make out of it. Dowson, he's brought up the Jaeger. We are getting to see all the setup coming in from him as well. Brain Dead with good shots that came out from him. And once again, Team Fuzakin coming awfully close to that victory. Just not able to clutch it. Just not able to close it. Just not able to secure the last round. Has put them up in a very, very scary position. If Exolic Esports do happen to win this round, it's going to come down to the equalizer of a 5-5, and then it'll be who gets match point first. But right now, it's come down to a 5-4, and that means Team Fuzakin still is in the lead. They're still looking to get that match point for them. Will they be able to or not? That's the real question. Flakes, he's brought up the Womai. We're getting to see the Rhino being employed as well. Just the standard of these bullet holes and whatnot. There you go, the single panel, as some people like to call it, or the soft breach. He'll be employing one of those Incinerate on the smoke. He's done all the reconstruction on site. He's just holding down and converting the site into his own stronghold. Let's see what the rest of the round happens to portray.
Well, a lot of patience, a lot of time being consumed here for Exolic Esports to make their play. With the drone works giving information, the defenders are now met with heavy resistance in towards attic. Interestingly enough, we do see Incinerate prepping the C4, but here comes an SMG-11 kill from Brain Dead, taking out Stark. Oh boy, this is not looking too good here for Exolic Esports. But one of the utilities will be able to catch the jammers there. And looks like one of the C4 has also been taken care of too. With it, the wall will be open towards the attic, although there is a huge mistake from Exolic, especially from my ex. Needs to be careful with those breaching torches to open up the attic wall itself. Ibanas, Escaros pellets will be used to open up a particular angle, not quite sure where it was. Interesting smoke placements from there. I believe the smoke was there to make sure that there isn't any Womai's gadget being employed from that specific location, but he will, however, succeed opening up that wall. Now he needs to be careful for a destroyer holding in towards the kids, actually from the bedroom. Proned in, waiting for the attackers to make their play. As Brain Dead, the man who did get the kill from the first, from the early round itself, able to make a play right around then and there. The deployable shield is what Exotic Esports needs to be careful of. He could use the help of Azure to take him down, but unfortunately they're losing a lot of time. Ooh, Destroyer using a very risky impact nade to make a rotate, which would force him to go back to his armory and make an angle right towards then and there itself. He only has 50 HP. Azure it's not going to go well here. Destroyer, I think, is going for the hatch. He will drop down, goes for the basement stairs entrance to go for that flank, but he needs to do it fast because Azure is already doing some major damage, and so does the Maverick, taking out the smoke. The attic control, the stairs control is to them as well. Destroyer will be able to down one, but the two of the defenders are right in below. Where is the diffuser? It's with Makbul. Not a good use of the impact nades. We'll be able to get 2 kills. Oh boy! Oh no, that is not gonna go well! Makbul will get the kill, taking out the final player of Vamai. And with it, Exotic Esports will be the one to win in second floor kids' dorms. What? I mean, I have a lot of questions here. I mean, yeah, I know that the impact nade did get a total of 2 kills, but why another impact nade from White stairs? Just so many questions unanswered.
In the defense of the Vamai, what he I think was thinking was with the plan going down, there's no way he gets the denial on with his gun. And since the Maverick was giving the cover, the best bet for the man was go on his impact nade. But guess what? Makbul outplayed him, man. Makbul went for that fake defuse, came off the defuse and just got the kill while the Vamai was caught off mid-animation with the Pokeball in his hand. That was so painful to look at. But hey, that was not just as painful for Exotic Esports. They've given back the mantle to Fuzaki. Like I said, it's been this to and fro of who happens to make more, I would say, more impactful mistakes in this match. So far, for the last 2 rounds, it was Team Fuzakin. Now, Exotic Esports, they're back at the driver's seat. They're looking to get the match point for themselves. Let's see if we'll be able to see them do that or not. 5-5 is indeed the scoreline, and we're headed to round 11. Already it'll be underway. Brain Dead is brought up with some just some normal stuff that he's doing right now. It'll be the SAS brothers being employed, both the mute and the smoke for that matter. As we happen to go ahead, Flakes is brought up Vamai to destroy. Will be on the Legion. So just from the looks of it, Team Fuzakin is more than just prepared. But hey, we've seen Exotic Esports come out with some real good performance this time around. It's come down to round 11. Who takes match point first? That's my question to you as well, Baba Gusta. Who do you think is going to be able to take match point first?
Both of them, Foxy.
I really like how that just happened to turn down to our one of those conversations where hey, it's honestly very, very difficult to judge from the playstyle that has come out from these two teams, and honestly, it most definitely is. This might not be, skill-wise, if you happen to talk about it, this might not be the most entertaining matches to watch. But if you talk about what these teams have just brought on, like just the bizarre stuff and usually what you don't get to see, it's definitely been a refreshing experience for me, at least, just from what you happen to watch off in Oregon. Most definitely very refreshing from what I usually get to see coming into this match. And hey, that's just that. Nothing else to add up to it. I'm getting to see so many new things happening from these two teams. It's just that it's some of that are a little. You would rather be better off not doing them. Hey, we'll be at it here with the 1 minute remaining. Flakes is still holding this down. No lives lost once again. This has been the staple for this match. We don't get to see lives lost early into the match because it's coming down to both of these teams always liking to play on the back foot. I don't know why. I thought that could change after the role swap once the other team have to go on to attack, but that has not so far. Both the sides of the defensive team, they've always looked to play this on-site, to play this slow, and that has not worked out for them. Maverick is going to get the first frag. Incinerate will be the first one to take the fall. We still got the push-up coming in. Dowson is a little too confused with this Zofia. Oh boy, that was not expected and that was not advised, Maverick. My ex just walks in onto a crossfire which is swarming with defenders. He's going to get his life taken off. Very obviously so for this. They still got a 4 versus 4 and 10 seconds remaining. Desperate times, desperate measures, and the measures come in, but it's a little too late. 3 versus 3, you're back with the refrag. Braindead gets another. It's a 3 versus 2 all of a sudden. This is going to turn down to a very interesting set of kills as Azerite gets one more, but he does not get any other. Team Fuzakin once again able to protect bombs. What's happening in this match? Why is okay? All right, let me get this straight. There's really no filters on me because we have the match point taken up by Fuzakin finally. Explain me this if somebody can. Why do I not see this entirety of the match not take place except for the 10 seconds remaining? It's not that it's not essentially that I'm getting to see huge denial from the side of the defense, that the side of the attack is just having to put down all of their utility, able to shut them down, able to get the breaches done, able to take the shields out. None of that. It's just 2 minutes of the teams droning and 10 seconds of pushing. That's
Defenders,
not the
protect your
best
bombs
of
from
ways
being
to
defused by
approach
attackers.
a defender favored map. And this goes out for both these teams. That's what we've been getting to see from quite a while now. Very bizarre, very interesting, but most definitely very bizarre. You know, you come down to Oregon, you want to be quick, trying to beat the timer. You are on attack. You want to make sure you are always playing to your
Discover the
strengths.
location of a bomb.
That's not something I've seen either of these teams do on attack, especially on this map. But hey, that's just my 2 cents on it. It's match point for Team Fuzakin. They're looking to secure that. Babu Gusta, do you think they'll be able to get it? Or do you think it'll be Exotic Esports taking us to overtime?
5 seconds left before insertion.
Well, just like I answered the previous question, Foxy, I would say both, but
Attacker's objective is to
who
defuse
knows?
the
Maybe
bomb.
Team Fuzakin might be able to lift the curse, since the site will be on second floor kids, and it's the same hole that they've been making here for the past 6 rounds here. I don't want to be mean to the players. Yes, it is. They're holding well. They've been using the same sites over. I mean, they've been in the same positions over and over again. They're holding the angles. It all comes down to that major gunfight and also the 10-second push that we talk about it from Exotic Esports. Now, if they just eliminate 1 or 2 players immediately, that would be the higher chance for Exotic Esports to win it out. But they need to be careful of Destroyer too. Now, Ash used 2 breaching charges. Not quite sure where it was. Maybe she's just trying to take out the mute jammers in towards the kids. Actually, no, she's going to go in towards the classroom instead. Destroyer, yet again from the same position in towards the armory, holding the angle from garage via through the vertical lines of sight, and also towards the hatch in towards windows. The Hibana will make her work to open up the attic wall. They shouldn't have any problems dealing with them. They don't have a Maverick, but this time they have the Hibana. The smoke gas canisters will come in from Braindead, which would make him to be in a different position. But here comes Flarex taking out Azrex, putting in a 5v4. They're in the freezer stairs, and he will fall back and hide just for now. MyX needs to be careful, though. He has the Jackal track scans. He'll be able to detect where exactly Vamai's location is and get the kill instantly. Currently is in the meeting. He doesn't have any information just yet, but unfortunately he gets down immediately with Braindead SMG-11, making it a 5v3 situation. Makbul, Berlin, and Stark are the only players remaining for Exotic Esports to make their play. Will it happen, or will Team Fuzakin lift the curse? We're about to find out in this 1 minute mark, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right, looking to make amends to it. 5 versus 3 right now. Exotic Esports must be shaking. They must be shaking to have this pressure onto them. A 3 versus 5 clutch with the side being Kids Doms. 50 seconds and we're getting to see drone works come out now. That all right, just completely ignoring that fact. We'll be coming back to this little encounter the Destroyer wants to have with the ace outside, and looks like one of them will eventually win. Who's that going to be is the real question. Right now, they even have that kind of man count to be able to expel onto this. Berlin still looking at that angle. Destroyer finally gets him. It's a 1 versus 5 ace clutch, which won't happen because there's a shotgun to the face and Fuzakin. After a long series of mistakes and whatnot, they'll be able to get the final victory for them. We'll not be going to overtime, people. We'll be taking a quick look at that in the instant replay and heading onto this victory that Flakes happens to be the MVP of. Hey, quite interestingly so. You see the 7-5 victory. That's a very hard work victory that we have seen them come out with. Because honestly, just as you happen to speak about this match, it's filled with blunders. It was filled with stuff we usually don't get to see, and somehow Fuzakin happened to be on top of it. And that's all. That's all I have to say. I'm sure we have more points to add up to that as well, as we'll be quickly taking a look at the highlights as well. We'll be reliving the moments of the match as we just happen to talk about it. There were many moments I would rather relive, except from the highlights and just not in the match in specific. There were so many things I felt were wrong. There's so many things I felt I could have changed if I was personally present inside the match. But hey, that's just me talking. We'll be heading into relive, and Baba, the mic is yours.
Well, talking about relive the moment, there's only one thing that I can say from both of these teams. They were equally matched. That's all I can say. They were equally matched because every single time you'd see a particular round, it's always one round going in from Fizakin, one round going up against Exolic Esports. Now, when it comes to making mistakes, there were numerous amount of mistakes that they've made for the past first half itself. Making it 3-3, it's always about who gets the first frag. We did see a bit of nade throws coming in from the attackers. Yes, there was one time where it was a 4v5 situation, but still they did get 2 kills, and in the end when they tried to go in for the execute, it did not happen. Other than that, the interesting one that I have to talk about is Fuzakin winning round 4 and round 5 in second floor kids. Now, it was a bit of a difficulties for the defenders to deal with, and also, yes, an accidental TK from the Jaeger as well, giving the immediate win towards Team Fuzakin. But all in all, I do have to appreciate how well that they were taking care of those gunfights, how well that they were coordinated when it comes to getting those kills, how notorious they were when it comes to getting those refrags. But in the end, it's always up to that execution phrase from the attackers, always that 10-second push in which it either goes in the favor of the attackers or it goes to the side of defenders. It's always it's technically a roll of dice to determine who's going to win it out, and this is exactly what happened in this entire match. A lot of misplays, a lot of mistakes being made from both these teams, but in the end, who prevailed? It was none other than Team Fuzakin who actually win it out. Second half, though, I do have to talk about Team Fuzakin's line of defense. They didn't had problems in round 7, 8, 11, 12. It was on 9 to 10. Meeting Hall and second floor kids, the site where they had a lot of problems to deal with. Yep, this was on round 8 where Incinerator just immediately sprinted with his shotgun. Dex gets 2 kills, even the diffuser, and all he had to do was to just wait and then immediately get the win. It was just a 10-second meta push from the attackers, roll the dice. Sometimes the attackers win, sometimes the defenders wins, and in the end, it was just Team Fuzakin making sure that they won't do those mistakes again at the last round itself in the second half in second floor kids, where they did get that flawless victory. Exolic Esports, they are a good team. They just need to be careful on making sure that they won't make these kinds of mistakes again. Try to figure out what problems that they made by revisiting the ward, looking at it, understanding what kind of plays would have been better, what kind of plays should have not been better. And also, we did get to witness a Destroyer's nade kill, eliminating 2 of those players instantly. But in it, it's just it's all in all a very good game coming in from both the teams here, Foxy.
It most definitely was, man. Like I happened to talk about the entirety of the match. The to and fro between these teams was something I feel like our eyes should have always been on it. Yes, it was. That's what it was all about, this match in specific. It was just the to and fro between both of them on who happens to come up with the better of plays. And hey, it was Fuzakin who finally did it. And like I said, before the entirety of the league happened to start off, I quite luckily happened to catch up sometime with the team of Fuzakin with the new change and new confident roster. I'm wishing them luck for the future qualifier matches that come their way. But that was it today, people. That was the matches for today. All 3 done and dusted. We'll be taking a quick rundown on that. We got Juice Esports, versus Grid Gaming that Juice Esports took away with a 7-2 victory. Then we had Team Heat shutting down Team Zero with a very nice victory on a 7-3 as well. And then the last match we just witnessed, Fuzakin and Exolic Esports. Fuzakin with a 7-5 victory on the map of Oregon. We got to see Oregon twice and Clubhouse once. So there's not really anything else I have to add to that. I've talked about this quite a bit. It's the pro league. You either get to see Oregon or it's Clubhouse. There's no other map played pretty much when you come back to this huge variety of map pools. But hey, that aside, that was it from me and Babu Gusta. And we'll be signing off for today, people. We'll see you guys tomorrow with more qualifiers action right here on the Esports Club. Stay tuned.
We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart. Cause I know we won't make it out, I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want, let me hear that I'm the only one. You know that we won't make it out, we've heard it all before. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright, so let's move on. 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 We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart. Cause I know we won't make it out, I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want,